From Homer Stryker Field in Kalamazoo, Michigan, the Rockford Rivets look for the series sweep today in this must-sweep series as they take on the Kalamazoo Growlers in game number 2 of 2. Rivets with an 11-8 win yesterday. They put up 16 hits, tied for the most they've put up all season in a Game 1 victory here in Kalamazoo. This is the final game of 12 between these two teams in the regular year and the final of 6 here at Homer Stryker Field. Rockford lines up this way. Caleb Durbin leads off and plays shortstop. Johnny Butler in center field is number 2. Jake Vanderwall in the third spot in right field. Matt Higgins cleans up and plays left. Alex Steinbach in the number 5 hole playing third base. Kirk Lieber DHing today, normally a catcher, he batting 6th. Tom Jostin at first base, batting 7th. Michael Zavoli behind the plate is 8th. And Anthony Fumagalli, who has 11 RBIs in 3 games, is in the number 9 spot. The man they're facing is Adam Wheaton, a guy who Rockford knows pretty well. ERA of 3.71 and a 1-3 record is Adam Wheaton, his 9th start of the year. His only win coming against Rockford back on June 3rd. Right-handed thrower against the righty Caleb Durbin, who digs in. On an 83-degree night, a beautiful day for baseball at 7:03 Eastern Time. And the first pitch from Wheaton is just outside with a fastball at 87 miles an hour. 1-0 to Caleb Durbin. Durbin is .240 on the season. Check that, .259 for his first 36. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Up and in with a fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Durbin with 2 RBIs in his first 9 games with Rockford. He's hitting 7 of his first 9, including a 1-for-5 effort yesterday. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Wheaton. And a fastball misses again. 3 balls, no strikes on the outer corner. And Durbin ahead 3-0. Out of WashU St. Louis, 5'8", 175. He's got 5 walks in his first 9 games. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And a fastball's off the plate for ball 4. Many borderline pitches in that at-bat, and they somehow all miss. It's an umpiring crew that drew some criticism from Kalamazoo yesterday. They certainly had a varied strike zone. Aaron Carver's behind home plate today with Carson Nadeau at the bases, a 2-man umpiring crew. The strike zone was very erratic from Carson Nadeau yesterday. We'll see what happens with Aaron Carver. Johnny Butler leads off as Durbin's on base with a 4-pitch walk. Lefty batter, throw back to first base, and nothing doing on Durbin, who has stolen 2 bags this season, had 1 stolen base yesterday. Johnny Butler, the center fielder for Rockford, batting .278 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. Here's the first pitch from Wheaton. Fastball's in there for a strike down the middle at 87, 0-1. All 5 fastballs so far from Adam Wheaton, the righty from Trine University, native of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Hometown Kai pitching against the Rockford Rivets, against whom he owns his only win. The ball skips away from first base on a pickoff attempt, and Durbin reaches second base by the first baseman Owens, and Durbin thinks about going to third as Owens whips the throw into third base. So an E1 against Adam Wheaton brings Durbin over to second base. The first error for Kalamazoo already today. Rockford error-free in game 1 yesterday. The Growlers had 2. No score, top of the first, and Caleb Durbin off a 4-pitch walk is now at second base with nobody out. A no ball, 1 strike count on Johnny Butler, the sophomore from NC State. Wheaton from the belt fires. Fastball's shanked foul, left side out of play, 0-2. A sellout crowd today in Kalamazoo's Homer Stryker Field. Upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 fans expected. We had a shade under 3,000 yesterday, 2992 the attendance. A sellout crowd today. No more tickets being sold. The ball is 2 strikes on Butler. Wheaton sets at the belt. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball was looped beyond second base, but right there, though, was Jake Topolsky on the outfield grass in right center to haul it in. About a few steps onto the grass, and he puts it down. And Butler just bloops one out. It brings up Jake Vanderwall with 1 away in the first. Vanderwall batting .282 for the Rockford Rivets. Owns the highest average of all qualified players for Rockford. 6 home runs, 34 RBIs, and 61 base hits this season. He's on a 4-game hitting streak as Vanderwall. 1 for 5 with a double yesterday and a run scored. Rockford certainly can use Vanderwall's bat today. Here's the first pitch. And a strike on a slider to the inside corner, 0-1. First breaking ball thrown by Wheaton. Durbin at first and 1 man away. Top one, no score. Rockford and Kalamazoo. Rivets won game 1 yesterday, 11-8. No balls and a strike to Vanderwall, lefty batter. The righty Wheaton holds and throws back to second base. Pickoff attempt, not in time. Shortstop Neville tagged Durbin on the back and nearly got him, tagged him right on the number on the back of his jersey. That was a great be there now play by Nick Neville. And Wheaton read it all the way, looking back to second base, and Durbin did not. Still 0-1 to Vanderwall, redshirt junior from Long Beach State. 0-1 set, and now to the plate. Changeup is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Changeup at 77 from Wheaton, about 10 miles lower than his fastball runs. Durbin at second and 1 man out. Rockford 3 games under 500. Kalamazoo 3 games over with 2 games in hand. 1 ball, 1 strike to Vanderwall. Here's the pitch. Fastball swinging a high fly ball that's pulled well foul, 1-2. At home run distance, but reaches the parking lot. 1-2 the count. So Rockford at 30 and 33. Kalamazoo at 32 and 29. Growlers are 3 games up on the Rivets in the overall standings for the second playoff spot in the Great Lakes East subdivision. Kalamazoo owns the tiebreaker by virtue of head-to-head records, so Rockford effectively 4 games back with 9 to play, including this one today. 1-2 on Vanderwall with Higgins on deck. Here's the pitch. Fastball's popped up into shallow right center field. 3 men converge, and the shortstop Neville calls everyone off and makes the catch in right center field. We call off Topolsky at second base and Coatsy in center field to make it the play. So a P6 for Vanderwall on a ball hit to the right center field side. There's 2 away for Matt Higgins. Higgins, who had a bounce-back day and a monster day yesterday, 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a double. His 4th 3-hit game of the season, batting .273. 62 base hits, leads the Rockford team. In his last 2 games, he's 4 for 8 after going hitless in his previous 4. Lefty batter with 2 out, and Durbin at second. Here's the first pitch from Wheaton. Fastball falls right down the pipe for a strike. 0-1. Growlers have lost 3 straight games. Rockford has won back-to-back games. Growlers L3 is the longest losing streak of any Northwoods League team right now, currently. 1 strike on Higgins. Wheaton set at the belt. And the righty throws. Fastball is popped up, first base side and foul ground. Over comes Owens, the first baseman, and he hauls it in over his left shoulder, and that retires the side. So a leadoff walk to Caleb Durbin, then 3 straight pop-outs to the shallow outfield, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error and 1 left. After half an inning of play, no score, Rockford and Kalamazoo. You go to the bottom of the first, a scoreless game in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Homer Stryker Field, Rivets and Growlers in game 2 of this series. Growlers line up this way. Nick Neville at shortstop is the leadoff man. Shake Kramer at third base is number 2. Hunter Thorne behind the plate is third. Clay Owens in the cleanup spot and playing first base for KSU. Jimmy Sullivan behind him in the DH position, batting 5th. Brooks Coatsy in center field for the second straight game is 6th. Jake Topolsky at second base, starting his first game of the series, is 7th. Joe Stewart in right field is 8th. And Joel Brewer is number 9 and batting And playing in left field, facing Jarrett Olson, the lefty thrower for the Rockford Rivets. Olson from Michigan State, the senior, at 6 foot flat, 200. The lefty hurler with an ERA of 3.58, a win-loss record of 3-2 for the Rockford Rivets. This is his first appearance against the Kalamazoo Growlers, who put up 8 runs on 14 hits yesterday in a losing effort. Olson last appeared against Kokomo 8 days ago on July 25th and made his best outing then. An 8 2/3 inning effort, 3 runs, 5 hits, struck out 3 and walked 4. And a 4-3 nail-biting win, was 1 out away from a complete game in Kokomo. And he would have gone that far if not for the pitch limit. Was over the limit at 111 pitches with 1 batter to face. So he had to come out of the game, and Tanner Probst nailed down that 1-out save. So the lefty Olson against the lefty Nick Neville to start. Michigan State against South Carolina. Neville batting .291 on the season, wearing number 4 in home white. And the first pitch from Olson is on the way. Fastball line to right field, down the line, a base hit, perhaps extras. Into right field goes Vanderwall to cut it off. Neville goes to second base. Vanderwall's throw is a game that featured 30 hits and 19 runs. Kramer, the sophomore from Utah, 63 base hits, leads the Kalamazoo team. Also 31 RBIs and 2 home runs, righty batter against the lefty Jarrett Olson, as Neville's on second base to lead off the ball game. Olson sets and deals. Sliders outside, ball 1. Olson can certainly have some control issues. He walks a lot of batters. 24 walks against 34 strikeouts in 37 2/3 innings. A whip of 1.35. A ball and no strikes to Kramer. Olson holds at the belt, and the lefty throws the 1-0. Up high with a fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Kalamazoo wearing their home white jerseys with white pants today, with dark blue trim across the shoulders, and the Growlers written across the front. Rockford in their road dark grays with dark gray pants and gold numbering and letters. Rockford across the front for them. Here's the 2-0 to Shea Kramer from Olson. Fastball's low, ball 3. Fastball running 85-86 from Jarrett Olson. It's been all fastballs for the most part from Jarrett so far. Neville on second and nobody out. Behind 3-0 on Shea Kramer, with Hunter Thorne on deck batting .301. Three balls, no strikes. Olson throws. Fastball right at the knees for a strike to Kramer, 3-1. Kramer's hit in 11 straight home games, batting .444 over that span. Looking to make it 12 here and perhaps drive in Nick Neville from second base. Scoreless game, bottom of the first and nobody out. 3-1 from Olson to Shea Kramer. Olson leans in a long time for the sign, still does not have it from catcher Michael Zavoli, and now he backs out. Time called to the plate by Kramer. Now Olson back on the rubber again. From the third base side, the lefty leans in once more. Zavoli behind the plate for the first time in a few games. New catcher here for Olson. Now comes set for the 3-1. And he throws. Check swing on a slider on the inside. No, ball 4. And Kramer walks on 5 pitches. Brings up Hunter Thorne with 2 on and nobody out to start the game for Kalamazoo. Thorne, the catcher, who did not play yesterday, batting .301 with 1 home run, 12 RBIs. Junior from Purdue Northwest. Thorne missed a month of the season from the middle of June to the middle of July. Since returning on July 18th after the All-Star break, he's batting .357. 50 points over his batting average of .301, or more than that actually. First and second, nobody out. The righty Thorne, the lefty Jarrett Olson. Corner infield now comes in. And here's the first pitch to Hunter Thorne from Olson. He throws. Fastball clips the outside half for a strike. It's 0-1. Home plate umpire Aaron Carver today. This 2-man umpiring crew with Carson Nadeau on the bases. The two were in the opposite positions yesterday. Olson not working very quickly here. It's 0-1 on Thorne. Here's the pitch. Fastball is low, ball 1. In the dirt, actually, blocked by Zavoli. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Olson against Kokomo Allowed only 3 runs at 8 2/3. And he had Zavoli catching for him in that game. So Zavoli back behind the plate for Jared Olson. Olson has alternated wins and losses in his last 5 starts, but has not played Kalamazoo this season. 1 ball, 1 strike to Thorne. Olson took a long look in, now has the sign and sets at the belt. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, pulled down the left field line and well foul. Home run distance, but foul into the deck in left field. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. 291 to left field, 306 to the pole, a left field jutting area with seats. In right field, it's 315 to that area and 330 at the pole, 400 to dead center field. A ball and 2 strikes to Hunter Thorne. Olson about to throw his 10th pitch of the inning, 1st and 2nd, and still nobody out. Rockford corner infielders now play back with a 1-2 count, as there's no bunt in effect here from Thorne. Olson looks back and throws the 1-2. A check swing and a ball that got in the dirt. Both runners try to move up, and moving from 2nd to 3rd is Nick Neville. Kramer does not move. So the runners are on the corners now on a ball that ate up Zavoli, bounced in front of him. On a breaking ball in the dirt from Olson. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1st and 3rd and nobody out. No score in the game, bottom of the 1st in Kalamazoo. Clay Owens on deck, who homered yesterday against Tanner Probst to shallow left field. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Thorne. Growlers looking to strike first here in game number 2. Olson steps off the mound. This at-bat taken quite a long time, only 4 pitches deep. Olson shakes off multiple signs, now has it from Zavoli for a 2-2. Here's the pitch to Thorne. Swinging a foul tip on a fastball back to the plexiglass behind home plate. 2-2 still. And the Growlers here at Homer Striker have the usual backstop, but it's plexiglass above it before the screen because there's seats right there behind home plate. So the fans have to look through glass instead of a netting where their view would be slightly obstructed. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Thorne. Thorne out of the batter's box still. Now steps back in. Olson leans in for a 2-2. And comes set at the belt. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball to 3rd base. Moving to his right. Steinbach to 2nd. 1. On to 1st. And the throw's off the bag at 1st base. Wide of Tom Joseph. The run does come home. And Thorne reaches 2nd base. So Rockford sacrificing a run for 2 outs, and they only get 1. Kramer erased at 2nd base. As Neville comes home to score, Thorne reaches 2nd on a bad throw from 2nd baseman Anthony Fumagalli. An error on Fumagalli in E4. Thorne to 2nd base, and it's 1-0 Kalamazoo here in the 1st inning. Clay Owens comes up with the man on 2nd and 1 out. The Growler bats, which are one of the best in the Northwoods League, 6th best average at .266 entering this series. Strike here with a base hit and a run in this 1st inning and just 1 out. Lefty on lefty, first pitch to Clay Owens. Is outside with a slider, 1 ball, no strikes. So it's a fielder's choice for Hunter Thorne, as Kramer is retired 6-4 at 2nd base. But Thorne reaches on the E4 and goes to 2nd base on a ball that could not be caught by 1st baseman Jostin. Infield shifts toward the pull side on Owens. 1-0 pitch, swinging a pop-up behind the 2nd base. Fumagalli looks in right field, call out by Vanderwall, makes the catch in shallow right field. Vanderwall looking into the sun here at Homer Striker. Makes the catch coming in rather than Fumagalli coming out. So a pop out to right for Owens, and there's 2 down here in the 1st. The batter is Jimmy Sullivan. Jared Olson with his 5th road appearance on the season. On the road, he is 2-1. Again, he's alternated win-loss, win-loss, win since the end of June, his last 5 starts. Most recently beating Kokomo, before that losing to Traverse City. He has not allowed more than 2 earned runs his last, rather 3 earned runs his last 3 starts. Given up 1 here in the 1st inning. 2 out for Jimmy Sullivan, lefty batter. With Thorne on 2nd base and 2 out. 1-0 Kalamazoo, the pitch. Fastball in the dirt, right through the legs of Zavoli, and Thorne takes 3rd base on that. right through Zavoli's wickets, and back to the backstop it goes on the first pitch ball from Jared Olson. Up to 15 pitches in this first inning. Thornton now 90 feet away from some insurance here early on. 1-0 Kalamazoo, 2 out bottom of the first. 1-0 on Sullivan, batting .284 with 26 RBIs and a home run. Sullivan, the freshman from Virginia. 1-0 pitch. Swinging a foul back to the top of the screen on a fastball, 1-1. Sullivan, 2 for 5 yesterday. Snapping an 0 for 8 skid. He's really woken up as the season's gone on. Batted in the high 300s in July in batting average. 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Off-speed pitch from Jared Olson. 1 strike away from entering this inning. Sullivan at third and 2 out. Coatsy on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Jimmy Sullivan on the way. Swinging a fly ball foul, shanked to left field and out of play. Remains 1-2. Nick Neville reached on a double on the first pitch from Olson. Shea Kramer walked. Hunter Thorne reached on a fielder's choice with Neville coming home. Clay Owens popped out. Now a 1-2 to Jimmy Sullivan again. Here's Olson's pitch. Slider is a check swing. Did not go. Ball in the dirt, but blocked by Zavoli. 2-2. Olson now with 19 pitches, 10 strikes, and 9 balls. Very typical for Jared Olson to throw a bit of an even 50-50 split between balls and strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Sullivan. Slider is a check swing in on the hands. No, ball 3. So Sullivan holds it back twice in a row. Brooks Coatsy waiting on deck for Kalamazoo in a 1-0 game in the first. Growlers on top of the Rivets here. They've got Thorne on third base and 2 out. Here's the payoff to Jimmy Sullivan. Olson throws. Swinging a chopper to second base on a flare. It's caught there by Fumagalli between first and second for the out. And that retires the side. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left after 1. Kalamazoo has the early 1-0 lead. One nothing Kalamazoo, top of the second inning here at Homer Stryker Field. Here's the Growler defensive lineup. Shea Kramer at third base, Nick Neville at short. Jake DePulsey is at second base with Clay Owens at first. In the outfield, Joe Brewer, Brooks Coatsy, and Joe Stewart left to right. Hunter Thorne behind the plate for Adam Wheaton, and Jimmy Sullivan is today's DH for Kalamazoo. They have a 1-0 lead, 1 run on 1 hit. A run scoring on a fielder's choice, with Rockford sacrificing 2 outs for 1 run and not getting 2 outs. They just got 1. Steinbach leads off, and the first pitch is ripped on the left field line and foul. Steinbach pulls it left. Steinbach, Liebert, and Jostin to face Adam Wheaton here in the road second inning. Rockford trailing an early 1-0. Steinbach is 3 for his first 11, batting .273. Homered yesterday to deep left field off of Nate Wargalet. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul, third base side, so he pulls on 1 once again. Quickly 0-2 is Adam Wheaton ahead on Steinbach. Steinbach, the sophomore from U of I, University of Illinois. He's had a hit, an RBI, and a run scored in all 3 games he's played this season, but no multi-hit games. 2 home runs on the year to Steinbach, 2 in his last 2 games. Righty on righty, Wheaton holds the set of the belt from the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Steinbach. Off speed, and it's fouled away to the first base stands, and it reaches the second deck, or the second row. Out of play. Stands are full everywhere you see. First base side in front of us, third base side. A sellout game here at Homer Stryker Field in Kalamazoo on a Friday night. No balls and 2 strikes to Steinbach. Wheaton winds and deals. Fastball up high and in, 1-2. Kirk Liebert waits on deck. Steinbach at 6'3", 222, right-handed batter. One of 3 righties today against Wheaton. 1-2 pitch. Off speed is cranked into left center field. Not very deep though. Coatsy ranges over toward the gap in the shade, and he makes the catch right in front of the warning track. That ball was just backing up with the wind blowing slightly outward. And there's 1 man away in the second. And brings up Kirk Liebert. So Adam Wheaton's the right guy to face the Rivets. His only win of the season has come against Rockford. It was a complete game shutout, allowed just 4 hits, struck out 3 and walked 2, back on June 3rd here at Homer Stryker Field. He threw fewer than 100 pitches in that game, did Adam Wheaton. He threw 98 against Rockford. Here's the first pitch to Kirk Liebert, the lefty. Swinging a ball, bloop to center field, coming on Coatsy, and he runs in to make the catch. At his head, either 1 pitch and 1 out in this at-bat, 2 outs in the second. Both flies to center field. Batter is now Tom Jostin. So the Kalamazoo native Adam Wheaton looked to be off to a great start in 2019. Since then, he's lost 3 games in a row, but they were all against Traverse City. He started 3 straight times in 3 weeks against the Spitters, and he lost all 3 games. Since June 22nd, he's gotten 4 no decisions, including a game against Rockford in which he allowed no hits at all in 5 innings in relief. First pitch swing and a foul back by Jostin, 0-1 off speed. So Wheaton had 5 no-hit innings in relief in a game on June 27 against these Rivets. And on June 3rd in the start went 9 innings of scoreless baseball. So he's allowed no runs against Rockford in 15 2/3 innings as Adam Wheaton. 0-1 on Jostin with 2 out, lefty batter. And Wheaton throws. Fastball grounded to first base to his right. Owens makes the catch with the flip over to Wheaton, and that retires the side. A 3-1 put out and a 1-2-3 frame for Wheaton. His scoreless streak against Rockford is now at 16. After 1.5, there is a 1-0 Kalamazoo advantage.
If the Growlers score 8 runs, our friends at Sweetwater's
Kalamazoo 1, Rockford no score. Rivets defensive lineup here in the bottom of the second inning. Alex Steinbach at third base, Caleb Berman at short, Anthony Fumagalli at second base, and Tom Jostin manning first. Matt Higgins in left, Johnny Butler in center, and Jake Vanderwall is in right. Michael Zavoli catching for Olsen today, and Kirk Liebert, the catcher the last few games, is the DH. So Brooks Coatsy, Jake Topolsky, and Joel Stewart, 3 righties to lead off against Jared Olsen in the home second. Growlers with a run on 1 hit in the first inning. An RBI fielder's choice by Hunter Thorne brings home Nick Neville in the first. Brooks Coatsy coming up now, batting .223, the center fielder for Notre Dame. Appearing for the second straight game in the lineup. Batting a 6-game hitting streak is Coatsy. He's 8 for 17 over that span. So Coatsy batting in his last 6 games, .471. righty batter against the lefty Jared Olson, beginning his second inning of work. Here's the first pitch from Jarrett. Fastball is popped out of play to the first base side, 0-1. Coatsy from Muhammad, Illinois, Central Illinois guy. Grew up in South Africa before coming to Illinois during his, elementary school years. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Coatsy from Olson. His first to bunt, does not put it down. Pitches inside, but he went around for strike 2. Was running out of the batter's box, but could not find the baseball. So Coatsy's behind 0-2. This lineup of almost all Power 5 schools. Coatsy from Notre Dame. Jake Topolsky on deck is from Duke. Then Joe Stewart in the hole from Michigan State. 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul ball on the first base side on a fastball, 0-2. So Coatsy has pulled sent the opposite field 2 foul balls. Behind 0-2 on Olson. Olson yet to strike out anybody today. He has walked 1, walked Shea Kramer back in the first. 1-0 Kalamazoo, 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Coatsy. Off speed at 84 miles an hour from Jared Olson, and that fools Coatsy for the first out of the frame. His first strikeout of the game.
Growlers, the second baseman, number 15, Jake Topolsky.
Now Jake Topolsky comes up, the second baseman from Duke, batting .247 this season. Freshman from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, with 1 out and nobody on base. 1-0 KZoo, bottom of the second. Lefty on righty. Olson, the lefty, comes set. Sets at the letters. From the third base side, he winds and throws. Curveball bends right down for a strike. 12-6 action from that Olson curveball. That's his specialty pitch, and it's 0-1. When he can find the zone with it, he's very effective with it. Goes the same for a lot of pitchers. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Topolsky. Fastball in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. Olson not happy with that one. And count 1-1. Jake Topolsky from Duke, batting .247 this year. Did not play with the Blue Devils this past season as a freshman. 2 for 14 over his last 6 games is Topolsky. Pinch hit yesterday and struck out late in the game in the 9th, was 0 for 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is fouled away first base side. Josen gives it a run near the railing. He makes the catch, a basket catch at his belt. And no, did he drop the baseball? He did. He dropped the baseball. Tom Josen just had the ball go right through his glove. Looked like he made the catch. I can't really see very well the sidewall as he disappeared. And Josen dropped the baseball. He had the ball lined up for a basket catch and dropped it. So it's 1-2 on Topolsky. Olson sets, winds, and throws the pitch. Sliders outside, then blocked by Zavoli. Is sliding back to his right, 2-2. Joe Stewart on deck, the sophomore from Michigan State. Played his first game yesterday and went 2 for 4. 2-2 on Topolsky. Olson winds, and he throws. Swing and a miss. Down and in with an off-speed pitch. Drop third strike, and Zavoli throws high. Joseph makes the catch and runs into Topolsky, but he's on the base for the out. A leaping catch by Josen. Everybody's all right. A leaping catch by Josen. Stamped 2 feet on the bag, and Topolsky ran into him. Josen didn't even move. Like a lineman throwing a block, Topolsky went down to his backside, and Josen was unaffected. So a strikeout for Olson and a 2-3 putout. Second strikeout of the game and second one in a row. Looking at a replay on the Kalamazoo broadcast, that was a hefty collision, and Topolsky was the one who was banged up the most, but both got out okay. But Josen upstanding the entire time. Now the batter is Joe Stewart, righty from Michigan State. First pitch from Olson. Swinging a ground ball to third base. Right against the bag is Steinbach. Throws on to first for the out in plenty of time, and that retires the side. So 2 strikeouts and a ground out. A 1-2-3 frame for Jared Olson after 2 with Kalamazoo 1 and the Rivets no score. Top of the third, Kalamazoo 1 and Rockford no score here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Homer Striker Field. Both teams down 1-2-3 in their respective second frames. 8-9-1 for the Screws here in the third. Michael Zavoli, Anthony Fumagalli, and Caleb Durbin. Zavoli, a switch hitter, batting left against the righty Adam Wheaton, who has yet to allow a run to Rockford this season in 16 innings. Here's the first pitch from Wheaton, and it's a fastball low of the knees for a strike. 0-1. Zavoli batting 182, lowest average on the Rockford roster of qualified players. Playing his 10th game today, 4 for 22 in his first 9. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a slider that bends in on Zavoli, the lefty. 0-2. Broke from the middle of the plate to the inside corner. Fumagalli on deck for Rockford. 0-2 for Michael Zavoli, the catcher. Wheaton working quickly, winds and throws. Fastball was low with the dirt for ball 1. Fastball at 86 from Wheaton, the Trine University Thunder product. Division III guy, wearing number 2 in white. Here's the 1-2 on Zavoli, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. Fastball at 89 on the gun. And that retires Zavoli. First strikeout of the game for Adam Wheaton, who just mows down Rivets no matter when he faces them. Faced Rockford on July 3rd, complete game shutout. Faced them in relief on June 27th, his only relief appearance of the season. 5 no-hit innings. He has struck out 8 Rivets this season coming into today and walked just 2. Now Anthony Fumagalli, first pitch to the righty. Fastball is flared beyond first base. 3 men converge on it. Second baseman makes the catch as Topolsky hauls it in near the foul line and right. And there's out number 2 with a frame. Brings up Caleb Durbin. So Rockford threw their first time on the batting card. 0 for 8 with a walk. And a leadoff walk it was to Caleb Durbin, who comes up now the shortstop. Durbin, the shortstop for the Rivets. Walked on 4 pitches to begin the game off Wheaton, then reached second on an E1, a bad pickoff attempt. Durbin batting .250 this season, 9 for his first 36. First pitch. Fastball falls in for a strike in the knees, 0-1, and Wheaton just cannot miss. Fastball at 88 right now. 27 pitches for Wheaton, 20 of them strikes. 4 of them to Caleb Durbin, the first at bat, 4 balls. Swinging a pop-up to center field. Coming in, Coates. He has plenty of room toward the right center field gap. He hauls it in. And a 1-2-3 frame for Wheaton. He has sent down 9 in a row. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 2.5 innings in the books. Kalamazoo leads Rockford 1-0. Whole half of the third, Kalamazoo's bats come up to the plate, leading 1-0 against Rockford here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. 83 degrees at Homer Striker Field. So we are about 40 minutes deep. 9-1-2 come up. Joel Brewer, Nick Neville, and Shea Kramer for the Growlers with a 1-0 cushion against Jared Olson. Olson has retired 5 straight. A 1-2-3 second inning from Olson. Struck out 2 and grounded out 1. Joe Brewer comes up now, playing his first game of the series. In fact, his first game he's played since last Saturday. So his first time in the lineup in 6 days, the freshman from South Carolina. Batting 184 this season, 7 for his first 38 with 1 home run and 5 RBIs. He's hitless in his last 5 games as Brewer, 0 for his last 13.
Number 21.
Righty on lefty, the righty batter, and the lefty Jared Olson on the mound. 31 pitches through 2. He has struck out 2 and walked 1, allowed 1 run on 1 hit. An earned run against Olson back in the first. Here's the first offering to Joel Brewer on the way. Slider falls high and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So Joel Brewer from Tampa, Florida. The South Carolina Gamecock, 1 of 2 on this team. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball in the outer half, 1-1. Of course, the other one is Nick Neville, the junior from Fairfax, Virginia, is on deck. Neville, who has an RBI double today, the only hit for either team. Check that, a leadoff double. He was brought in on a Hunter Thorne RBI. Olson with time called. Now comes set for the 1-1. Here's the pitch to Brewer. Fastball right down the pipe for a strike. It's 1-2. And Olson again gets ahead. Could not get ahead in the first inning, but did so in the second. 2 strikeouts and a ground out for him. Here's the 1-2 to Brewer. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball to third base, and 1 hop. Steinbach throws on to first, and in plenty of time, right on the money to Jostin. Hard hit ground ball to third base. It hopped up to the chest of Steinbach on 1 hop, and Steinbach right there for the play. 1 man down in the third.
To see what's new in Kalamazoo. Now batting for your Growlers.
Now the batter is Nick Neville.
Number 4.
Neville turned around Olson's first pitch in the opening frame of the game into the outfield for a double. So he's 1 for 1 with a 2-bagger. Is Neville batting .308 this season, top average on the Kalamazoo team, in their lineup at least. Lefty batter against the lefty Olson. First pitch. Fastball bunt square, but he did go around and didn't make contact with a lower fastball. No balls and a strike to Neville. Neville from South Carolina, previously at San Jacinto College in Texas, one of the better JUCO programs last season. Began his career with Notre Dame back in 2017. After a postgraduate year at IMG Academy in Florida in 2016. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Neville. Swing and a foul tip on a curveball at the plate, 0-2. So Neville's been to a postgrad here in high school, 3 separate colleges. With South Carolina last season, played 32 games, batted .179. 1 for his last 15 coming into today, but doubled his first time. Olson ahead 0-2 on Neville. Shea Kramer is on deck. Olson looking to settle in here. Winds and deals the 0-2 pitch. Up high with a fastball at 89, 1-2. Fastest pitch for Olson so far today. Olson can throw pretty hard for a lefty. Mid-upper 80s. The desired quality in lefty pitchers. Here's the 1-2 offering to Neville. Olson throws. Up high with a curveball that time, 2-2. Same spot as his fastball last pitch. And Neville gets even in the count. Leadoff man for Kalamazoo. Growlers lead 1-0, bottom of the second, 1 out, nobody on. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Neville. Swinging a ground ball hit back to Olson, past the mound though, charging in from second base. Fumagalli throws on to first, and Jostin makes the play in time. Jostin leans on the first base bag to make the catch. Fumagalli from the infield grass on a ball that got past Olson's mound to his left. Nice play from Fumagalli for a 4-3 put out. And that retires Neville for out number 2. That's the first grounder hit to the right side today for the Kalamazoo Growlers. In fact, the first for either team. Rockford has no ground balls today except for a 3-1 put out back in the second frame, just 1. Now the batter is Shea Kramer. Kramer walked back in the first off Jared Olson and was stranded there on a fielder's choice the next at-bat. Righty batter, lefty pitcher, with 2 out in the second. Olson deals. High and away with a change-up, 1-0. 1-0 KZoo, bottom of the second inning, or bottom third rather. A run in the first inning, the difference for the Growlers. 1-0 pitch. Fastball's hit deep to left field. Higgins goes back, but only to about a couple steps back where he was originally, in front of the track for the out on Shea Kramer. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jared Olson in the third. He has retired 8 straight. After 3, it is 1-0 Kalamazoo. Top of the fourth, 1-0 Kalamazoo over Rockford Rivets. Bat in the fourth. Butler, Vanderwall, and Higgins. It's 2, 3, and 4. Down by 1. A first inning run for Kalamazoo and an RBI fielder's choice ground out is the difference. So Butler coming up, and Butler is 0 for 1 today, and he's really gone cold over his last week or so. 1 for 5 yesterday, batting just 190 in his last 5 games coming into today. Fly to second base his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Lefty batter, righty Wheaton, throws the pitch. Fastball is outside and off the glove of the catcher under Thorne. 1 ball, no strikes. So Wheaton once again with a shutout inning against Rockford. 17 shutout frames against the Rivets this season. Has allowed no runs against them in 3 games. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Butler. Fastball hurled in for a strike. 1-1. Jake Vanderwall waits on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike to Butler. And the pitch. Fastball is in on the hands and fouled away left side, 1-2. Butler, the sophomore from North Carolina State. He scored a run in 13 of his last 17 games. On-base percentage of .402. But batting less than 200 his last 5 appearances. Here's the 1-2 pitch to him. Swinging a pop-up third base side, wide of the foul line. Kramer gives it a look and has the catch over his left shoulder where grass meets dirt. And there's 1 away in the 4th. A couple of flyouts for Johnny Butler on the infield. The batter is Jake Vanderwall, who popped out the shortest last time up. He popped out to right center field, but it was a pop out to shortstop Nick Neville, who played all the way over to make the catch. 1 away, top of the 4th. Kalamazoo 1, Rockford no score. Lefty Vanderwall against the righty Adam Wheaton. And Vanderwall with the first pitch, swing and a miss on the slider low for strike 1. Jake batting .281, 6 home runs, 34 RBIs. He's hitting 4 straight games coming in. He's struck out 59 times. Fouls away the 0-1 to the screen, 0-2. Vanderwall and Higgins both with 59 strikeouts so far this season. Both lead the Rockford team. Vanderwall playing his 59th game. Higgins is 62nd. So Vanderwall and Higgins, the 2 Ironman for Rockford. They played the 2 most games by a good margin. Here's the 0-2 pitch to him. Swinging a foul tip to the backstop, 0-2. Fastball from Wheaton, the first of this at-bat. And Vanderwall stays alive with the aforementioned Higgins on deck. Nobody on, 1 away. Middle infielders playing where grass meets dirt on the outfield side. Playing Vanderwall, they hit it pretty deep. No balls, 2 strikes to Jake. Wheaton set, winds and throws. Up high with a fastball, 1-2, up and away. A ball and 2 strikes to count. Wheaton with 36 pitches so far on the game. 3/4 of them have been strikes. His control's been excellent. He struck out just 1 rivet though. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Vanderwall. Fastball low, 2 balls, 2 strikes as Jake lays off. And the count runs even on him. Rivets need to sweep this series to be in a really good spot for the playoffs with 8 games to go coming up. Here's the 2-2 to Jake Vanderwall. Wheaton throws. Off speed is fouled away, first base side off the backstop again. So Rockford trails by 4 games with 9 to play, including today. If they win, they'll be 3 back of Kalamazoo, which includes the tiebreaker, with 8 games to go in the Great Lakes East. Kalamazoo with 2 games in hand, and they have an easier schedule than Rockford on paper. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Vanderwall. Fastball inside, and it nearly clipped him. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wheaton chucked it at 88 miles an hour, and the count runs full on Vanderwall. Wheaton has struck out 1 and walked 1 so far today. Again, no runs allowed, earned or run-earned against Rockford in any game this season. 17 1/3 frames. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Vanderwall. Fastball's fouled away, first base dugout this time. It remains 3-2. A long at bat, Vanderwall versus Wheaton. Now 8 pitches deep. Pitch count just at 40 for Wheaton through 3 1/3. 3-2 again to Vanderwall, pitch number 9 coming up. Wheaton sets at the belt, takes a deep breath. And the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a foul ball left side out of play, reaches just past the stands on the third base side. There really are very few empty seats when I look around here at Homer Stryker Field. A sellout
not just in ticket quantity. There are very few empty seats at any part in the ballpark here. There's seating all around, outfield, infield, in front of us. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Vanderwall. Pitch number 10 coming up from Wheaton. He throws. Swinging a ground ball first base side. High hop to Owens. He runs to the bag himself and beats Vanderwall for the second out. So a 10-pitch at bat leads to a 3-U putout as Vanderwall pulled one right to Clay Owens. And there's 2 away in the 4th. Rockford trails 1-0 and nobody on and 2 away. The batter is Matt Higgins. Off a 3-hit game yesterday. On-base rate of .385. Batting average of .272. 1 home run, 34 RBIs. Has the most at-bats of any Rockford player with .228. Pop to the first baseman Owens back in the first frame. Here's the first pitch. Swinging a fly ball, foul left field bleachers. And it reaches the third base stands. Hops off a fan hands and lands into another. Here's the 0-1. Higgins out of Bellarmine, the lefty batter. Out of Louisville, Kentucky, the sophomore. Looking for his first hit. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball is up high, 1-1. That reaches 90 on the gun, so Wheaton only throwing faster and faster as the game moves along. Big hole in the middle of the infield as the left side infielders shift toward the third base bag. The hole is gaping up the middle. 1-1 pitch to Higgins. Up high with a breaking ball. 2 balls and a strike. Wheaton let that one go. Alex Steinbach would be next. Nobody on, 2 out. Growlers lead at 1-0. We're in the top of the 4th. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Up high with a fastball. High and away. 3 balls and a strike. Higgins keeping in there, looking to walk with 2 out. 3-1 pitch to him. Fastball wave and a foul tip back to the screen. A high fastball and a hard swing from Higgins. Count runs full, 3-2. Wheaton has struck out 1 today and walked 1. Looking to go a 4th inning scoreless here in Kalamazoo, his hometown. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Higgins. Wheaton winds and throws. Fastball swinging a high fly ball to right field toward the corner. Back on it goes Stewart toward the wall. That ball is off the bottom half of the wall. Higgins goes to second base, easily standing up. A 2-out double standing for Matt Higgins as he slammed that ball off the bottom of the 315 sign in right field, right inside the foul pole. A few feet from a home run, but Higgins takes second base with his 16th double of the season to lead the Rockford team. The first base hit off of Wheaton so far today. So the no-hitter is over. Each team with 1 hit, both being a double. Now the batter is Alex Steinbach with a tying run for Rockford on second base. 1-0 Growlers in the road half of the 4th. A full house in Kalamazoo. In excess of 3,000 people in attendance unofficially. We'll get the official number soon. The righty batter Steinbach, who has 2 home runs in his last 2 games, up with 2 out in the 4th. Higgins on second. First pitch from Wheaton from the stretch. Fastball falls low in the zone, or out of the zone, matter 1-0. So Steinbach homered to left field yesterday. He's hit in 3 straight games, but is 0 for 1 today. Fly to center his first time on a deeply hit fly ball. Wheaton's 1-0. He throws. Fastball is popped up by Steinbach. Behind home plate, Wheaton gives it a look, but it's out of play. Into the seats right in front of us. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wheaton was all the way out behind home plate to catch that foul ball, but it ended up well over the screen. Now Josh Kime talking with the home plate umpire Aaron Carver here from his third base post as the third base coach. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the home plate umpire talking with Adam Wheaton. Maybe checking his hat for some substances here. And motioning to Kime as the umpire. Well, Kime wants the umpire to check something on Wheaton for an illegal substance or some sort. Wheaton took off his hat. Now looking at the rosin bag behind home plate, the rubber, that appears to be fine. So after a check, everything's all right. And we'll resume a 1-1 count to Steinbach with 2 out in the top of the 4th. 1-0 Kalamazoo. An attempt by Kime to no avail. Righty on righty. Rockford trails by a run. We're in the 4th. Higgins on second base as the tying run. 1 ball, 1 strike to Steinbach. Sophomore from the University of Illinois. Wheaton comes set, holds at the belt from the stretch. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Steinbach. Slider falls outside, 2 balls and a strike. Steinbach from Parkland Community College batted .343 in the JUCO circuit. Led the team in batting average, home runs, triples, slugging percentage, and total bases. Now going to Illinois next season. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Wheaton. He throws. Swinging a foul back, 2-2. Fastball right on the inside half. And the count evens up on Steinbach. Kirk Liebert waits on deck. Steinbach from Plainfield, Illinois, one of a couple of players on this Rockford team from Plainfield. He, Anthony Fumagalli, and reliever Sultan Salibo. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Steinbach. Wheaton looks back at second and fires the pitch. Up high with a fastball, 3-2. And the count is full on Steinbach. Steinbach 3 for his first 12. 2 of his 3 hits have been home runs, including 1 yesterday to left field. Payoff coming up to Steinbach. Wheaton holds the set. Here's the 3-2 and a look back to second base. Higgins runs back to the bag with nobody covering. Neville or Topolsky. Topolsky ran over to cover, but well late. We're at the 1 hour mark here in Kalamazoo. Top of the 4th, 1-0 Growlers. Higgins on second base for Rockford. Steinbach at the plate, the 3-2 count and 2 out. Payoff coming and the pitch from Wheaton. Swinging a high fly ball to left field and deep. Back goes Brewer. He looks up at the wall. That ball is way out of here. Past the left field seats, a 2-run home run for Steinbach. His 3rd long ball in 3 games. And Rockford takes a 2-1 lead in the top half of the 4th. Steinbach can circle the bases once again. He high-fives Josh Keim at third base, steps on home plate, and his entire dugout is there to greet him. He scores Higgins for the U of I commit. 1-0 pitch now to Liebert, swinging a high fly ball to right field and deep. Back goes Stewart at the wall. He looks up, and that ball is out of here. Back-to-back home runs for the first time this season. Steinbach to left, and Liebert a no-doubter inside the foul pole to right. Rockford with 2 home runs off Adam Wheaton in succession. And they lead 3-1 here in the 4th. All that ball had to do was stay fair. It was way out of here to right field, and boy did it stay fair. Long gone from Liebert, his first home run of 2019. Back-to-back jacks from Steinbach and Liebert put the Screws ahead 3-1. How about that? Just 3 pitches apart. And the Rivets lead 3-1 here in the 4th. Off Adam Wheaton. They finally cracked him for the first time this season. Ball 1 taken low on a fastball to Tom Jostin, 1-0. Jostin, the first baseman from UCF, grounded into a 3-1 putout back in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. Wheaton's first pitch to the lefty is in for a strike. It's 1-1. Well, Jostin's got 3 home runs this season. All 3 of his home runs have come away from home, none here in Kalamazoo. From the windup is Wheaton for a 1-1 pitch. Fastball is popped up, won't reach out of the ballpark. It's behind shortstop. Left fielder calls everyone off, and it's caught by Brewer. And that retires the side. 2 home runs back-to-back, 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left after 3.5 of play in Kalamazoo. Rockford 3, Kalamazoo 1.
Bottom of the fourth here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Rockford takes a 3-run lead. 3 runs in the top of the fourth. Back-to-back home runs by Alex Steinbach and Kirk Liebert. A 2-run shot by Steinbach to left, and a solo blast 2 pitches later by Liebert to right field and deep. Now the batter is Hunter Thorne against Jared Olson. Rockford holding a 2-run lead for Olson. Righty batter, lefty pitcher. Olson at 42 pitches through 3. Deals the first one to Thorne on the way. Fastball ripped to left field, a deep line drive to Higgins, though he backs up to make the catch. Over his left shoulder. It was earmarked for a double, one hopping the wall, but Higgins backed up to make the catch near the warning track and left. And there's one away in the fourth. And the batter is Clay Owens. Kalamazoo with 1 run on 1 hit. Their first hit of the game on their first at-bat. Nick Neville's double to begin the game. They've gotten no hits since, just 2 base runners, and no base runners since the first. 9 straight retired by Jared Olson. Here's Clay Owens, the lefty. First pitch to him. There's a curveball low, bounces off home plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Owens popped to right field back in the first. He's 0 for 1. Owens out of USC, the freshman. Swings on the 1-0 and fouls it out to the third base side bleachers, and it reaches in front of him off the top of the Rockford dugout in the first row of stands. Count is 1-1. Jared Olson threw 3 1/3, 1 run on 1 hit, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Pitch count of right now 45, 28 strikes. Not a bad day for Olson, his team with a 3-1 lead for him. 1 ball, 1 strike to Clay Owens. Olson sets on the third base side from the windup. Here's the 1-1. This is up high with a changeup, 2 balls and a strike. Owens, the California native with USC, batted .275 in 35 games. Excellent fielder as well. 2-1 pitch. Changeup is in there on the outside corner, 2-2. Owens, a .985 fielder with Southern California, playing in the Pac-12. Here's the 2-2 pitch to him from Olson. Low with a curveball, 3-2. Good block from the catcher Zavoli, and the count runs full. Rivets looking to win their 3rd straight game and sweep the series here in Kalamazoo. 3-2 pitch to Owens. Olson fires. Fastball swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Jared Olson, or the number 3 for Jared Olson. And 10 straight retired. That was a slider by mistake with some outside cutting action. And the lefty Owens swung and missed. Now the batter is Jimmy Sullivan. Olson looking for his 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning. He's got Sullivan to face, and Sullivan is a .282 batter with 26 RBIs and a homer. Flying to second base his first time up. He's 0 for 1. The DH from Virginia, native of Weathersfield, Connecticut. Lefty on lefty, first pitch. Fastball is right down the chute for a strike to Sullivan at 87 miles an hour from Jared Olson. Count is 0-1. In the bottom of the fourth, 3-1 Rockford. 2 on, out. Here's the first pitch. Swinging a bouncer to second base. Waiting on it, Fumagalli now charges in, throws on to first, and gets the out by half a step. And that retires Jimmy Sullivan. A 1-2-3 frame for Olson in the fourth. He's retired 11 straight batters for Kalamazoo. And after 4, it's Rockford 3, Kalamazoo 1.
Top of the 5th, Rockford 3, Kalamazoo 1, Rivets to bat with 4 innings in the books. Michael Zavoli, Anthony Fumagalli, and Caleb Durbin, 8, 9, and 1. Zavoli struck out back in the 3rd as the leadoff man. He's 0 for 1 today. Zavoli from Concordia, Chicago, the freshman, switch hitting, catcher, batting left. 174 batter on the season with 2 RBIs in his first 9 games played. Here's the first pitch. Outside corner, breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1 to Zavoli from Adam Wheaton in the game with 3 runs against him in 4 innings again pitched. Here's the 0-1 to Zavoli. Low with a fastball at the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Wheaton had gone 17 2/3 innings with no runs allowed against Rockford, earned or unearned. He allows a double to Matt Higgins and back-to-back home runs by Steinbach and Liebert. 1-1. Curveball is inside, 2 balls and a strike to Zavoli. So Higgins doubles, Steinbach with a 2-run shot to left, and Liebert follows up 2 pitches later with a solo home run to right. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Zavoli. Fastball is outside and dropped by the catcher, 3-1. Anthony Fumagalli waits on deck. Zavoli, the only switch hitter for the Rivets, only one on the field today. 3-1 now. Pitch. Inside on a breaking ball, that's ball 4, and Zavoli walks on 5 pitches to lead off the 5th inning for Rockford. That's the second leadoff walk drawn by Rockford. They've walked twice today, and both are leadoff men. Now the batter is Anthony Fumagalli. Fumagalli up for the 2nd time today. Fly to second baseman Jake Topolsky his first time up in the 3rd. He is 0 for 1. Rockford leads 3-1, top of the 5th. 1 on here and nobody out. Righty on righty as Wheaton from the stretch once again. Fires the first pitch, squaring to bunt from Fumagalli down the 3rd baseline. A beautiful bunt. Charging in Kramer, throws on to first and gets the out. And going to second base, Michael Zavoli on a sac bunt by Fumagalli. Good sacrifice hit by Anthony Fumagalli to bring Zavoli to scoring position with 1 out. The batter is Caleb Durbin. Tough throw to make from the 3rd baseman Kramer. Sidearmed it, but made it in time. Zavoli actually overshot the bag at second base, and no one was covering the bag, so he got back in plenty of time, uncontested. So he's in scoring position now for Caleb Durbin, who was 0 for 1 today. Walked back in the 1st and fly to center in the 3rd. Durbin, the freshman from WashU St. Louis, batting .243 through his first 10 games of the year. Lake Forest, Illinois native. Righty on righty now. And here is the first pitch. Fastball in the outer half of the plate. Called a strike by Aaron Carver behind the plate, the umpire for the Northwoods League. 0-1. 2-man umpiring crew for the game today. Carver and Carson Nato on the bases. The ball and a strike to Durbin. Wheaton holds at the belt. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball cannot dip its way inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was too far inside and a bit high as well to Durbin. The 5'8" target. The smallest Rockford player on the field. 1 ball, 1 strike to Durbin now. Here's Wheaton's pitch. Fastball's high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Durbin. Durbin, who batted .390 with WashU St. Louis in 41 games this past season. A double major, economics and finance, so a smart guy at a very good school for academics over in the STL. 2 balls and a strike to Durbin. Wheaton holds, looks back, and throws. Fastball is popped up behind second base into right center field, and Coates comes over toward the gap to make the catch. Waiting to tag is Zavoli, but he fakes the tag, and the ball thrown quickly into the shortstop, Neville. There's 2 men away on a fly out by Caleb Durbin. Brings up Johnny Butler. Fans looking to make some noise here in Kalamazoo. A sellout crowd here today. This is the 4th best attendance team in the Northwoods League, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Drew 2992 yesterday. That first number will certainly be 3 today. Johnny Butler, the left-handed batter in center field, is 0 for 2 today with a couple of flyouts on the infield. Here's the first pitch from Wheaton. Fastball is just off the outer half of the plate at the knees. 1 ball, no strikes. Johnny Butler has flied to second base and flied to the foul ground in 3rd his last time up. So he's nothing out of 2. Just 1 for 7 in this series. 70 pitches now on Wheaton. Here's the 1-0 to Butler. Off speed in there for a strike. Again, he finds the outer edge with it and hits the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Your fans stamping on the bleachers right in front of us. This hefty crowd here in Kazoo. 1 ball, 1 strike to Butler. Wheaton holds and throws. Swinging a fly ball flare to right field. Charging in Stewart. He has room though and makes the catch over his head to retire the side. So Rockford strands a man. A leadoff walk by Zavoli. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. After 4.5, Rockford 3, Kalamazoo 1 here at Homer Stryker Field. Bottom of the 5th, 3-1 Rockford here in Kalamazoo. Growlers had an appearance of their pint-sized coach, Coach Drake, in the between innings. He circled around the home plate umpire, Aaron Carver, threw him out of the game, and went to every single base, ran the base pass, and took every base out of its peg and tossed it aside. So we did that, then slid into home plate after running down the third base line with every base dislodged from its peg, and slid in safely, but was ejected from the game. Coach Drake, who's been on every news outlet you can find, making an appearance here on a sold-out Friday night in Kalamazoo. One of many times the Northwoods League has gone viral this season. So if someone had a video of that, they'll certainly get a few likes if they post it on Twitter. Bottom of the 5th, Jake Vanderwall. Excuse me, wrong scorecard. Brooks Coatsy leads off against Jared Olson here in the 5th. I forgot to flip it over. Coatsy is 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Rockford leading it 3-1. Olson on the mound has had a very solid first 4 innings. Allowed 1 run and 1 hit in the first. Since then he's retired 11 straight batters. 3 consecutive 1-2-3s. He has struck out 3 and walked 1. Left-hander getting his throws in after a bit of a delay for the bases. Zavoli throwing to first base instead of going down to second. And they go around the horn with it on the final pitch. Coatsy is 0 for 1. Coatsy, the freshman from Notre Dame, native of Mohammed, Illinois. The only Illinois native on the Kalamazoo hitting side on the roster, batting .221, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Olson wipes off some dirt on his belt. 51 pitches through 4 for Olson. He's been solid tonight. Righty batter to face the lefty Olson, who throws the first pitch. Fastball finds the outside corner. Strike called by Carver. It's 0-1. Bottom half of the 5th, 0-1 to Coatsy. Olson throws. Fastball is hit to center field, and it bloops down for a base hit. So Coatsy with a base hit. He's hit in 7 straight games. He keeps the hitting streak going. And now the batter is Jake Topolsky. So Coatsy over his last 7 games, including today, is batting 9 for 19. That's a 474 clip is Coatsy in his last 7. And the batter is Jake Topolsky, who struck out back in the second off of Olsen. He's 0 for 1, the second baseman from Duke, native of Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Just 2 for his last 15 is Topolsky, playing his 50th game in Kalamazoo. Wearing the home whites today. Throw back to first base, and they tag Coatsy just a bit late. Tom Jobson sweeping the tag over on a bit of a wide throw. Right-handed batter, lefty pitcher Olsen. From the belt, he sets. Throws back to first again, and upstanding this time is Coatsy. Not fooled that time. So Tom Jobson back at first base after Cory Wright played the last 2 games that was pulled. Ben Rosengard finished the game after Wright was pulled yesterday. Here's the first pitch to Jake Topolsky from Olsen finally. Fastball's up and away, ball 1 as the fans begin to do the wave here in Kalamazoo. And plenty of fans to do that. A sellout crowd today. Being guided by the public address system, the on-field host to do the wave. Throw back to first base and nothing doing again. As Coatsy comes up sliding this time head first. Olsen leans in, out of Michigan State from LaSalle, Illinois, Jared Olsen. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Topolsky. Swinging a ball to second, or shortstop rather, could be 2. The flip to second 1, the turn to first, and it's high of Jostin off the third base dugout, bounces back into play, and Zavoli, the catcher, picks it up. So a fielder's choice goes 6-4. Coatsy is erased at second base, but Topolsky does reach. So Rockford, who pulled a couple of double plays yesterday by the 6-4-3 variety, has had a couple of bad throws from the second baseman Anthony Fumagalli today, as he just overshoots Jared Olsen. So Topolsky on base with 1 away in the 5th. And the batter is Joel Stewart. Stewart grounded into a 5-3 put-up back in the second. He's 0 for 1. Stewart, the sophomore from Michigan State. So it's MSU versus MSU right now. Olsen on the mound and Stewart at the plate. Josh Keim talking with the home plate umpire about something. Not exactly sure what. Jared Olsen talking with the first base umpire about something as well. Before Stewart steps into the box. Keim out to now come up to the pitcher's mound to join Jared Olsen. Perhaps an interference call. That's what Keim's trying to argue about. An interference call on the mound on the play. As Fumagalli tried to throw on to first, and the slide coming from Brooks Coatsy may have been interference on the play, which would have caused Fumagalli to overshoot first base to Tom Jostin. So Keim arguing with the bases umpire Carson Nadeau had the best ruling of the play, the best viewing of the play. Unlikely to change here though, as Keim talks to Nadeau behind the pitcher's mound. As it stands, 1 on, 1 out. Joe Stewart coming up in a 3-1 Rockford lead, bottom half of the 5th. Glad you're with us here in Kalamazoo. Now the umpires are going to convene as Keim walks off, his words having been said. 2 umpires get together, this 2-man crew today, as Keim trots back towards his dugout. The 2 umpires still talking it out in front of Jared Olsen in the pitcher's mound. Now they walk away, and safe is the ruling, so there is no interference on the play. So everything stays as it is. Joe Stewart comes up with Topolsky at first and 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. Stewart coming up has the tying run for Kalamazoo. 0 for 1 with a ground out to third base today. So following that delay, it'll be Michigan State versus Michigan State on the mound. Olsen versus Stewart. Stewart is 2 for his first 5 this season. Topolsky leads at first. Jostin holds him off. First pitch from Olsen on the way. Fastball's outside, well outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Joe Stewart in the 8th spot, made his debut yesterday, went 2 for 4. Native of Portage, Michigan, about a few minutes down the road here from Kalamazoo. 1 ball, no strikes. Lefty unready, the lefty Olsen digs in. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball, chopped to shortstop, waiting on it and throwing to second base, and getting the put out in time on a sliding Topolsky is Caleb Durbin, a 6'4 fielder's choice. And Stewart's aboard at first. That was a very close call. It looked like that Topolsky may have gotten in front of the force out in time on a slide, but he was called out by Carson Nato at the second base bag. And there's out number 2 with a frame, and Stewart is on first base following the fielder's choice. So a single to Brooks Coatsy to center field, then back-to-back 6-4 fielder's choices. There's 1 on and 2 out now for Joel Brewer. Brewer, the right-handed batter, freshman from South Carolina. Here's the first pitch. Fastball's low and outside for ball 1. Brewer grounded out to third base in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1 today. Batting just .179 this season. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball is popped up behind Savoli, the catcher. He leans over toward the railing and he has no play. It's a row deep, just behind the home plate seats, behind the plexiglass, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Brewer. Brewer from Tampa, Florida, one of 2 South Carolina Gamecocks, playing his first game since last Saturday against Battle Creek. He's 0 for his last 14 in the span of 6 games, including today. 1 home run, 5 RBIs this season, righty batter. Stewart at first and 2 out. 3-1 Rockford, bottom 5 here at Homer Stryker Field in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Second of 2 in this series. Rockford won 11-8 yesterday. Olsen holds the 1-1 and pitches. Runner takes off, pitch outside in the dirt, a slider. And Zavoli had to slide as well to his right to block it. And Stewart steals second base uncontested. First stolen base for either team today. The first stolen base attempt. 2-1 now on Brewer with Stewart 2 bags away. 3-1 Rockford in the 5th. Out-of-town scores coming up in just a moment. This is the only one really that Rockford fans should care about. 2 balls and a strike to Brewer. Olsen comes set. Here's the 2-1. Inside with a changeup. 3 balls and a strike in the dirt, but Zavoli blocks it again, keeping it in front of him. So Traverse City with Andrew Hoffman on the mound leads Kenosha 2-0 in the 1st inning. And in Battle Creek, Madison leads the Bombers 3-0 in the 5th. Bombers beating the Mallards yesterday in a late RBI by John Malcolm, 8-7. Traverse City shutting out Kenosha yesterday. They've got a 2-0 lead here in the 1st today. 3 balls and a strike to Joel Brewer. Olsen comes set and throws. Changeup is high for ball 4 and a 5-pitch walk to Joel Brewer. And there's 2 aboard now for the Kalamazoo Growlers off of Olsen. So Olsen looking to avoid a hiccup again after allowing a run back in the 1st. His only other base hit he's allowed. A leadoff single to Coatsy. Topolsky into a fielder's choice. Stewart into a fielder's choice. And now Brewer walks. So Brewer at first and Stewart at second with 2 out. Batter is Nick Neville, who is 303 so far this season. 1 for 2 today. Had that aforementioned double to lead off the top of the the bottom of the 1st for Kalamazoo, and he has the only KZoo run. 4-3 ground out back in the 3rd. So he's 1 for 2, and he's got 2 on and 2 out. Lefty on lefty here. Michigan State versus South Carolina. Olsen comes set for the first pitch and throws. Up and inside with a changeup. 1 ball and no strikes, and Olsen having trouble finding the strike zone. At 63 pitches is Jared Olsen, 37 of them strikes. Olsen 3-2, a ERA of 3.58 coming into today. Looking for a 2nd straight win. 1 ball, no strikes to Neville. And the pitch. Fastball is in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Shea Kramer waits on deck. Rockford 3, Kalamazoo 1. 1st and 2nd and 2 out. A ball and a strike to Nick Neville. Pitch number 65 coming for Jared Olsen. Nobody warming in either bullpen right now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball back to Olsen, picks it up on his right shoulder and throws on to first after high stepping his way, and he retires the side. A 1-3 putout. Olsen celebrating a bit. He made a nice athletic play and strands 2 in the frame. No runs, 1 hit. No errors and 2 left. After 5 innings in Kalamazoo, an official game. Rockford 3, KZoo 1.
Top of the 6th inning in Kalamazoo, Michigan, Homer Striker Field. Rivets 3, Growlers 1. Rockford with 3 runs in the top of the 4th after Kalamazoo scored a run in the bottom of the 1st. Rivets to bat with Jake Vanderwall, Matt Higgins, and Alex Steinbach in the road 6th inning. Vanderwall is 0 for 2 today with a pop out to shortstop and a 3U putout, a 10-pitch at-bat from Wheaton to Vanderwall in the 4th. So Vandy's 0 for 2 today. That's against Wheaton, who's thrown 72 pitches through 5 and allowed 3 earned runs on back-to-back home runs in the 4th. Lefty batter against the righty Wheaton. Rockford has cracked Adam Wheaton for the first time. And they lead 3-1 against the starter. Nobody warming up behind him, but now they get somebody warming up to begin this frame. First pitch to Vanderwall. Outside with a change-up, 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody warming up for Rockford right now. So they got a pitcher warming up behind here. Adam Wheaton on the right field bullpen. 1-0 pitch to Vanderwall. Strike on the outside corner. It's 1-1. So if you missed it today, Rockford's Nathan Schneiderman officially signing a professional contract with the Joliet Slammers in the Frontier League. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nasty off-speed pitch. And it's 1-2. So, Schneiderman going to the Joliet Slammers. Illinois native staying in his home state. Pitch to an ERA of just over 2 for Rockford this season. His second year as a screw. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Vanderwall. A low breaking ball again, and he attacks it. That's the second strikeout of the game for Adam Wheaton. There's 1 down at the 6th. So you got Schneiderman going to the Joliet Slammers, Trevin Eubanks going to the Schaumburg Boomers, and Dugan Darnell going to the Gary South Shore Railcats. So 3 relief pitchers for Rockford. Rockford's 3 best pitchers, you could argue, aside from Chandler Probst, going to independent league baseball in the Midwest, where it thrives the most. Here's Matt Higgins, first pitch to him. Swing and a miss, and a changeup again. It's 0-1. Higgins on the day has doubled and popped into a foul out at first base. He's 1 for 2. Scored the first Rockford run back in the 4th. Doubled with 2 out, and Steinbach drove him home with the home run. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a pulled line drive foul just beyond the first base line. Umpire Carson Nato behind first place nearly got drilled in the leg. Just lead back in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Fly to center back in the 2nd. Sent that ball a long way. Then sent the home run ball back in the 4th a very long way to left field. So he's hitting the ball really well. Righty batter, righty pitcher. Steinbach with 3 home runs in his last 3 games. Long look in for the first pitch, and now Wheaton into his motion and fires. Curveball misses inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Steinbach, the future Illinois Fighting Illini products. So he keeps his streak alive of a hit, RBI, and run scored now in 4 straight games. 1-0 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to center. Not very deep, though. Moving to his left, Brooks Coatsey to the right center field, makes the catch, and that retires the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Adam Wheaton in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Rockford 3, Kalamazoo 1 in Homer Striker Field, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Bottom of the 6th, Rockford leads Kalamazoo 3-1. We are in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Homer Stryker Field, a sold-out crowd on a Friday night. Very few empty seats to be found here in Western Michigan. Batter is Shea Kramer to face Jared Olson. 3-1 Rockford. Growlers scored 1 run in the bottom of the 1st and have not scored since. Their only lead of the series. So Kramer, who was 0 for 1 with a fly to left and a walk, faces Jared Olson. Kramer the righty, Olson the lefty. Shea, the sophomore from Utah, batting .299 with 2 home runs, 31 RBIs. Native of California, he's hit in 11 straight home games. Has not hit so far today. Kramer 3 for 6 yesterday. Here's the first pitch to him. Swing and a foul tip held by Zavoli on a fastball, 0-1. Jared Olson, 72 pitches through 5. He's allowed just 1 earned run on 2 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. He's faced 19 batters through 5, 4 off the minimum. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Shea Kramer. On the way. Inside with a fastball just off the corner, 1 ball, 1 strike on Kramer. Kramer, Thorne, and Owens, 2-3-4 here in the Growlers 6th. Rockford leads by 2 in the 6th inning. One ball, 1 strike. Olson throws. Swinging a foul ball out to the first base bleachers. 1 and 2, a changeup from Jarrett. Olson's breaking pitches have been working so well today. It really just depends on if they can throw strikes on them, because they are very good pitches. But if he can avoid hanging them and actually get them in the zone, then it's one of the hardest pitches to hit I've seen this season. 1-2 to Kramer. Olson throws. Fastball is bounced at home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, going back to the 3 players now in Independent League Baseball after playing in Rockford this past season, relief pitchers. And that's the beauty of the Northwoods League, allowing graduated seniors to be on Northwoods League teams. Those are guys who get one last shot to impress the scouts, and Eubanks, Schneiderman, and Darnell both do. 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul back to the low screen. You got a certain number of players that are allowed to be graduated seniors on each team, and Josh Kime has taken full advantage of that. Of course, Darnell, an excellent reliever from Adrian College, had a great breaking ball himself. Nathan Schneiderman, who transitioned more to a starting pitcher from a reliever with a slower velocity. And Trevin Eubanks, the hard-throwing righty from Valdosta State. Here's the 2-2 to Kramer. Outside curveball bounces to home plate and blocked by by Zavoli to his right, 3-2. Hunter Thorne waits on deck. We're on the bottom of the 6th. Rockford leads 3-1. Nobody on, nobody out. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Kramer. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. A low fastball at 86 after breaking pitch after breaking pitch. And Jared Olson has strikeout number 4. Kramer down on strikes to begin the 6th. There's one away. And the batter now is Hunter Thorne.
Number 13, Hunter Thorne.
Thorne, the catcher for Kalamazoo, is 0 for 2 today. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st, an RBI fielder's choice, and line to left his last time up. Righty batter and Olson from the windup. First pitch. Breaking ball falls right down the middle for strike 1 at 81 miles an hour from Olson. Hunter Thorne, the righty, catcher from Purdue Northwest, native of Portage, Indiana. In northern Indiana, here's the 0-1 pitch to him. Swing and a miss, and a slider that ran outside, 0-2. Thorne gets the chase. Clay Owens waits on deck, nobody on and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Rockford leads 3-1. Beautiful Friday night in Kalamazoo, Michigan, 83 at game time. Partial cloud cover, sun setting to our right. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Thorne. Curveball is in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sun setting at 9:02, about 18 minutes away from now. Setting to our right, shading completely encompassing the field, so the lights are on. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Thorne. Olson with 75 pitches on him here. Here's the 1-2.
Fastball's high and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody warming up behind Olsen in the pen. Kalamazoo had a man warming up in the last half inning. We'll see if he'll replace Adam Wheaton, who is still under his pitch count through 6 at 81 pitches. 2-2 on Thorne. Olsen comes set at the letters and fires. Swinging a high fly ball to left center. A pop-up, though. Shortstop Durbin called off. Higgins makes the catch in left field. Shallow for the out. And there's 2 men away in the 6th. That brings up Clay Owens. Owens is 0 for 2, popped to right and struck out. So Owens hitless today after a 2 for 3 game yesterday with a solo home run. Had 3 RBIs did Owens, the freshman from Southern California. Lefty on lefty here. Owens homered off a lefty Tanner Probst in the 8th inning yesterday. The only run Probst allowed in 2 frames. 2 out here in the 6th. Olsen winds and throws the first pitch to Owens. Fastball is right down the pipe, strike 1. Rockford threw 5 pitchers yesterday. Jimmy Burnett, Adrian Santiago. Yeah, Cheslowski, Rogers, and Probst. Probst got the save, Rogers the win. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 0-2. So Burnett went 3 innings as a starter. Santiago and Cheslowski, both as relievers. Rogers went 1 inning and got the win. He pitched the 7th. And Probst the 8th and 9th. So 5 pitchers used for Rockford yesterday. Here's the 0-2 to Owens. Fastball is inside of the belt, nearly clipped him 1-2. Josh Kimes said after the game he did not want to use that many pitchers. Of course, Burnett going 3 innings puts a monkey wrench in your plans, and Santiago only going 1 inning after allowing a couple of runs. 1-2 pitch. Slider low and outside, 2-2 as Owens lays off. 2 away in the 6th, nobody on. On deck would be Jimmy Sullivan. So Santiago was probably going to go multiple innings for Rockford, but he got beat up in his only inning of work, the 4th. So he was taken out of the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Owens now. Olsen winds and throws. Swinging a pop-up to left center field. Pretty deep, though. Moving over in the gap, Higgins and Butler, and it is caught by Higgins near the track in left field. And that retires the side. So 1-2-3 for Jared Olsen. He's gone through 6 innings with just 1 run allowed and 2 hits. And after 6, it's 3-1 Rockford in Kalamazoo. Top of the 7th inning, Rockford leads Kalamazoo 3-1. The Rivets batting with Kirk Liebert, Tom Joseph, and Michael Zavoli against Adam Wheaton in the top half of the 7th. Wheaton has allowed 3 earned runs for KZoo on 3 hits, all coming in the 4th. Kirk Liebert, the most recent of those runs, a solo home run down the right field line that reached the top of the Bear Cave over in right field, a place where people can hang out and get some adult beverages, and it's a pretty tall building, and he cleared it. So he hit that ball a mile to right field.
did Liebert off of Wheaton. First pitch to him now. Fastball is on the outside corner, called a strike. It's 0-1. So Liebert is 1 for 2 with that solo home run. He flied to center his first time up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. It's 0-2, a ball in the dirt. Liebert from Wabash Valley College, native of Owensboro, Kentucky. One of the better players, or maybe the best player on Wabash Valley this past season. Batted .424 in 40 games. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swinging the ball, hit to left center field. Down for a base hit, perhaps more toward the gap. Cote comes in to cut it off. And cutting off his lead is Kirk Liebert as he took a wide turn at first and holds on back with a single to begin the 7th. That is Rockford's first single of the game. They've had 3 hits, 2 home runs, and a double, both back in the 4th. And so Liebert singles to left center field, taking on the other way. And the batter is now Tom Jostin. Tom is 0 for 2 today. Grounded to first base in the 2nd and popped to left in the 4th. Jostin was 3 for 4 yesterday with a double and 3 runs scored. He's been on base in 18 straight games, but none so far today. Liebert at first. Here's the first pitch. Strike 1 on a curveball that falls in there on the outer half of the plate. Lefty batter Tom Jostin, on base rate of .330. Coming into today was 7 for his last 15, but is 0 for 2 in today's contest. Throw back to first and Liebert upstanding. No tag by Owens. Rockford leads 3-1, top of the 7th. Nobody out. Kirk Liebert, the DH, is at first base. Tom Jostin, the first baseman, is at the plate. Wheaton sets to the belt for the 0-1. And the righty deals. In the dirt on a curveball, it skips away to the backstop, and going to second base is Liebert. So Liebert goes to scoring position with nobody out in the 7th. Rockford looking for some more insurance, leading 3-1. And they know full well that Kalamazoo has a knack against these Rivets to get runs in late innings. They did so yesterday. Rockford led comfortably until the later innings. They won 11-8 still, but it was not a very pretty win for Rockford. Kalamazoo outscoring Rockford 5-1 in the last 5 innings of play. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Tom Jostin. Fastball swinging a pop-up foul out of play behind the home plate. Count goes to 1-2. So it was 10-3 after the 4th inning of play. Growlers scored 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 1 in the 8th, countered by 1 Rockford run in the 7th. So a 10-3 game became an 11-8 win for Rockford. So they made it close, and Rockford knows that. Here's the 1-2 to Tom Jostin. Wheaton throws. On the outside corner, just off the plate on a changeup, 2-2. Risky take by Jostin, but it just missed by a few inches off the outer half. Liebert at second base takes his lead with nobody on, rather with nobody out. Liebert not being held on. 2-2 the count to Tom Jostin. Wheaton set at the belt. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ball to first base hard. It hops to Owens on 3 hops and flips over to the pitcher Wheaton, who covers first base in time as Liebert goes to third with 1 out. So as good as a bunt for Tom Jostin, a grounder to the first baseman. A 3-1 put out brings Liebert to third base. He's 90 feet away now for Michael Zavoli. Zavoli not an RBI guy, with 2 RBIs this season. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. And that might be all for Wheaton here. As there's a conversation on the mound, Wheaton had 89 pitches and then warming up behind on the last 2 innings in the bullpen. So making the long trot to the mound, and we'll see if the ball is taken from Wheaton. And on third now for Michael Zavoli. Wheaton giving glove taps to his infield mates and handing Cody Bachaki the baseball. So a new pitcher coming in for the Kalamazoo Growlers. We'll have his number, name, and everything in a moment. A 3-1 game in the 7th in Kalamazoo. top of the 7th. New pitcher for Kalamazoo is DJ Moore, right-hander from Huntington University. 6'3", 190-pound senior, ERA of 1.50 and a whip of 1.21. Facing Michael Zavoli, lefty batter. First pitch from the righty. A bunt square, but Zavoli lays off. Peel down, did not go around. It's ball one. All the infielders now play in with a 1-0 count on Zavoli. Leverett at third base and one out for Rockford. 3-1 screws in the top of the 7th. New pitcher DJ Moore facing Zavoli, relieving Adam Wheaton, who's runner on third. Leverett is his responsibility. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball for a strike on the outer half, and 90 miles an hour. 1 ball, 1 strike. DJ Moore, 3 wins, 3 losses, ERA of 1.5 in 16 bullpen appearances this season. Hasn't pitched in a week. Allowed a run against Traverse City in 2 innings. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a low fastball. 1-2 on Zavoli. Zavoli looking to drive the ball to the outfield. He has struck out and walked today, 0 for 1. Anthony Fumagalli on deck. No RBIs so far today for him at 6 yesterday. 1-2 to Zavoli. DJ Moore sets above the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside, and Zavoli turns away and nearly got hit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reaches 90 on the gun. So Moore the only relief pitcher for either team so far today. These two teams combined to use 11 pitchers in yesterday's game. Rockford 5 and Kalamazoo 6. With long starts for both pitchers this time. 2-2 on Zavoli. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, high fastball from DJ Moore. For strikeout number 1. There's 2 outs in the 7th. Stretch time coming up soon. Anthony Fumagalli now at the plate. A 3-1 lead for the Rockford Rivets in the top of the 7th. Anthony Fumagalli to bat now, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to second and a sac bunt. Of course, the sacrifice does him no good. Leverett at third and 2 out. Righty on righty here. DJ Moore comes set for the first pitch. And the righty throws. Fastball's fouled away right side, out of play. No balls and a strike off the top of the stadium. Fumagalli on the season batting .385. Fumagalli is 5 for his first 13. 11 RBIs in his first 3 games, but none today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball is in there for a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. 78 miles an hour against 90 for his fastball, so a hard thrower is DJ Moore. No balls and 2 strikes to Fumagalli. Caleb Durbin would be next. Leverett at third and 2 out. Rockford leads by 2 in the 7th. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Fumagalli. Curveball slides outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Fumagalli lays off. DJ Moore with Huntington. ERA of 5.13 this season in 9 starts. So a starting pitcher at Huntington, but a reliever here in Kalamazoo. Here's the 1-2 to Fumagalli. Inside with a fastball, 2-2. Fumagalli leaping out of the way. And that ball avoids his midsection. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Leverett off third base, not being held, takes his lead as far as third baseman Kramer will let him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Fumagalli. Fastball hit on the ground, a shortstop charging in Neville, picked up by the third baseman, and Kramer throws on to first, low throw, scooped up in time to get him. The throw from Kramer just in time, the nick of time really, and Fumagalli is retired. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. Stretch time here in Kalamazoo. The Rivets lead at 3-1. Bottom 7, Rockford 3, Kalamazoo 1. Growlers to bat. Jimmy Sullivan leads off against Jared Olson, who's out there for a 7th inning, likely his last. Adrian Santiago warming up in the bullpen for the Rockford Rivets after pitching yesterday and not doing so well. Pitched 2 innings. Jimmy Sullivan facing Olson, lefty on lefty. Sullivan has flied to second and grounded to second base. He's 0 for 2, the DH from Virginia. Batting .281 with 26 RBIs and a homer. Rockford leading 3-1, bottom 7. Olson with 82 pitches through 6 innings. Deals the first one of the 7th. And it's on the inside corner, a strike, a fastball at 84. 0-1. Maybe some of the velocity taken off Olson here. Off his best start of the season last week. 0-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to shallow center, blooping and falling fast. Coming on and not making the play is Butler. Drops in front of him, and a base hit for Jimmy Sullivan. To no man's land in shallow center field, right behind second base. And that's a base hit for Sullivan. Kalamazoo's third base. The southpaw Olson set for the first pitch and throws from the stretch. Fastball is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Sullivan at first for the Kalamazoo Growlers. Rockford leads 3-1. Coatsy, the effective tying run, is on at the plate here. The ball and no strikes to Coatsy. Olson's pitch. Check swing and a ball that just misses low. 2-0. Ball is just inside, ball 4. That was a tough call to take on 3-0. And Olson walks Coatsy to put 2 on board now with nobody out here for the 7th. Imagine the leash has to be sort of short here for Josh Kime. Adam Carey now coming out to talk with his battery here. Jake DePulse coming up to the plate. And the entire infield joins Carey and the battery here with 2 on and nobody out in the 7th. So with Adrian Santiago warming up on the Rockford pen to begin this inning, a now populated Rockford bullpen with about 6 or 7 people. Santiago still throwing to his bullpen catcher. Jake DePulse on the day is 0 for 2, but they struck out at a fielder's choice ground out his last time. He's just 2 for his last 16, and he struck out in 5 straight games, has DePulse. The righty batter will come up to face Jared Olson, the lefty, with 2 on base to lead off the 7th inning. Kalamazoo trailing 3-1. We've got Sullivan at second, Coatsy at first. Long conversation here between Carey and everybody else. And the first-year pitching coach trots off back to the dugout. His team leading by 2 off some solid innings by Jared Olson, but he's in some trouble now. Looks to escape it here. Olson coming up. As Olson is now ready to step on the mound. DePulse yet to reach the batter's box. Olson, after holding the ball in his hand and spinning it around, now steps out of the rubber with DePulse now in the box. Lefty on righty, first and second, and nobody out. Rockford leads by 2 in the 7th inning. Here's the first pitch to Topolsky, and now Olson steps off, fakes a throw to second base. So a 4-pitch walk given up to Coatsy after a leadoff single to shallow center by Jimmy Sullivan. Olson leans in a long time for the sign, now has it. Topolsky has the bunt square down. Here's the first pitch. Runners take off, swing and a miss. Throw is bobbled, and Zavoli doesn't get it off. Zavoli bobbled a throw to third base and couldn't get the ball out of his hand. And so both runners steal on a double steal as Topolsky bluffed a bunt but then pulled back to swing. It took strike 1. And so 2 stolen bags here in the 7th, but runners on second and third and nobody out. And an 0-1 count on Jake Topolsky with nobody out. Second and third for Kalamazoo. A single could tie the game here in the 7th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Change up is high, 1 ball, 1 strike. 90 pitches now on Jared Olson. For sure his last inning. Quarter infielders now come in for Rockford. Middle infield looks to play back, and they do. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, first base side and foul ground. Joseph gives it a look near the bullpen, and there's no play on the concourse. Count is 1-2.
Ball and 2 strikes to Jake Topolsky. Bottom of the 7th. Rockford leads 3-1, but the Growlers have 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. Jake Topolsky with 3 home runs, 16 RBIs, batting .243. He's 2 for his last 16 and hitless in this series. A ball and 2 strikes on him.
Let's go Growlers.
Olsen leans in for the sign on 1-2. He would love a strikeout here. Corner infielders still play in for a shallow ground ball. Set to the belt for a 1-2 and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Topolsky. A curveball low and inside fools the Duke Blue Devil, and there's one away in the 7th. Strikeout number 5 for Jared Olsen, all swinging. And the batter is Stewart. Joe Stewart is 0 for 2. Stewart has grounded out twice in the game, a 5-3 and a 6-4 fielder's choice. He's also stolen a base today. Still 2nd and 3rd, one away. Middle infield plays back. Corners play in. One out in the 7th. First pitch to Stewart. Fastball is in there for a strike at the knees, 0-1. Joe Stewart, the right fielder for Michigan State, 2 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 2 today. His first 2 games of the season for the Growlers. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, high fastball, 0-2. So since Adam Carey has talked with Jared Olsen, he has struck out Topolsky, ahead 0-2 on Stewart, and Olsen cannot allow any contact here. 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Rockford leads 3-1. 0-2 on Stewart. Olsen throws. Inside with a curveball and laying off is Stewart. Same strikeout pitch as the one that got Topolsky, 1-2. Olsen's pitch count now at 95. So his pitch limit will certainly be reached in this frame, I'd imagine. Santiago warming up behind him, number 19 in gray. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Stewart. Righty batter, lefty hurler. Olsen sets at the belt. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to left field down the line and foul into the bullpen. If that one was a few feet to its right, would have been for a bases clearing double. Stewart sends one to the Rockford pen, and it remains 1-2. Joel Brewer waiting on deck. Coates at 2nd, Sullivan is at 3rd. 3-1 Rockford, bottom 7, 1 away. Jared Olsen leans in for a 1-2. Michigan State on Michigan State in a big at-bat, the biggest of the ball game perhaps for Jared Olsen to this point. Time call, and now both are ready to play. Olsen leans in again on 1-2 and has the sign. The pitch to Stewart. Swing and a miss, a drop third strike, a curveball. Zavoli scrambles, throws on to first for the out, and that's the 2nd out of the game. A drop third strike and back-to-back Ks for Jared Olsen. He's got 6 on the day, and there's 2 down here for the 7th. And the batter is Joel Brewer. So Brewer, the last man who Olsen will face, I'd imagine, pitch count at 97. Looking to finish out the 7th with 2 on base and scoring position. 3-1 Rockford. Joe Brewer has grounded to 3rd base and walked. He is 0 for 1, batting .179 this season. He is hitless in his last 6 games, including today, 0 for his last 14. 1 home run, 5 RBIs for Brewer. Freshman from South Carolina. Righty batter, lefty pitcher with 2 out. 2nd and 3rd. Here's the pitch. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So Jimmy Sullivan singled. Brooks Coates walked. Both stole a base on a double steal. So it's 2nd and 3rd and 2 out. Following 2 strikeouts to Topolsky and Stewart. 1 ball, no strikes. Olsen to Brewer. Here's Olsen's pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball right down the middle. 1-1. The next pitch will be number 100 for Jared Olsen. So even if he were to begin the 7th inning, which he certainly won't, he'd be over his pitch limit. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brewer. Olsen leans in and sets at the belt. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a slider low and inside, 1-2. That's 100 pitches for Jared Olsen.
So for the second straight start, Jared Olson is over 100 pitches. Went 8 2/3 in Kokomo last week. He's gone 6 2/3 here today in Kalamazoo. Ahead 1-2 on Joel Brewer. Second and third and 2 out. 3-1 Rockford in the 7th. Both runners take leads. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Joel Brewer on the way. Swinging a pop-up foul behind home plate and out of play. Reaches the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes again. Olson's pitch count was 111 in the 8 2/3 game against Kokomo. A 4-3 win for his team. Santiago warming up in the pen. The last batter that Olson can face is right now in Joel Brewer. 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. Nick Neville would be next. This full sellout crowd making noise of more than 3,000. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Brewer. Swinging a hard hit ball down the line and foul to the bleachers in third base, and it hops onto the concourse. Count still 1-2. So Brewer just hanging in there, looking for his first hit in 6 games. One ball, 2 strikes. Every infielder plays back, almost on the grass. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brewer as Olson leans in again. Second and third, 2 out. Rockford leads by 2 in the 7th inning. Biggest at bat of the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Olson sets. He throws. Swing and a miss. Fastball high and away, and down goes Brewer. And Olson escapes the 7th inning unscathed. The first 2 men reach base and get to second and third. Then 3 straight strikeouts for Jared Olson, the MSU Spartan, with an escape job. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. After 7 innings of play, Rockford leads Kalamazoo 3-1. Top of the 8th inning in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Rockford 3 and the Kalamazoo Growlers 1. Rivets have the top 3 in the order to bat against the reliever DJ Moore for KZoo. Durbin, Butler, and Vanderwall. Caleb Durbin is 0 for 2 with a walk and a pair of flyouts to center field. Righty on righty, Durbin from WashU St. Louis. DJ Moore, the reliever, from Huntington University. And here is the first pitch. Fastball is on the outside corner. We're called strike at 88 from DJ Moore. Entered the ball game with 1 out in the 7th and got a strikeout and ground out to Zavoli and Fumagalli. So he's faced 2 and retired 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball hit deep to left center field toward the gap, but over comes Coates. He strolls over to make the catch on a deep fly ball, and that retires Durbin. So he's flied out 3 times to center today. Brings up Johnny Butler. Johnny Butler is 0 for 3. Wearing number 26 in gray, the center fielder. Butler has flied to second, popped out and foul ground to third, and flied to right. Butler with just 1 hit in this series. He is 1 for 8. Here's the first pitch to the lefty. Fastball is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Butler's on base rate of .402. He's getting on base and slugging more than 400 this season, but 1 for 8 in this series in KZoo. Here's the 1-0 pitch.
Fastball is just high, 2-0. So Butler really the only Rockford player not producing well in this series. They've had 16 hits in game 1, 4 here in game 2, but they lead 3-1, top of the 8th, nobody on, 1 out. 2-0 to Butler. Pitch. Fastball hit to right center field toward the gap, and that comes down for a base hit in front of Coetzee. Base hit for Johnny Butler, his first hit of the game, second hit of the series, and Rockford's 5th on the evening. Brings up Jake Vanderwall. Vanderwall also hitless today. He is 0 for 3 today. 1 for 8 in the series is Vandy. Popped to shortstop, grounded into a 3-U, and then struck out in the 6th. So both Butler and Vanderwall with 1 hit and 8 at-bats entering their most recent try. Butler singled, now here's Vanderwall. Batting average down to 279. 6 home runs, 34 RBIs today. Coming into today. Throw back to first base, and Butler gets in there. Yes, he does, just by a hair. Owens with a quick tag on. Vanderwall with 23 extra base hits on the season leads Rockford. First pitch to the lefty batter is not made. Throw back to first, and just barely getting back in time again is Butler. It's only bound to happen that Butler gets picked off. That's what's happened so much with Rockford. Opposing pitchers will throw back numerous times, then the 3rd or 4th try they'll get the pickoff. Jake waits for his first pitch. Here it comes from Moore. Slider inside, throw down to second base, and Butler slides head first. He's safe. So Butler going despite being picked off or attempted to twice in a row, and Johnny steals base number 8 of the season. First stolen base for Rockford today. Kalamazoo stolen 3. A 1-ball count on Jake Vanderwall with Butler in scoring position and 1 away. Rockford leads by 2, top of the 8th in Kalamazoo. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Slider is inside, gets away from the catcher, and going down to third base now is Butler. So a sac fly in effect here for Jake Vanderwall. On a pass ball, Butler gets to third base. So a stolen base and a pass ball get Butler's single over to third base. Vanderwall's 0 for 3 today, but looking for a sac fly. All the infielders now come in with a 2-0 count on Jake. Certainly can swing away behind the count. Josh Kine believes in him. Vanderwall with 2 sac flies this year, 34 RBIs. Pitch. Fastball's taken up high by Jake, 3-0. Matt Higgins waits on deck, and Higgins had 3 hits and 2 RBIs yesterday. Vanderwall with no runs batted in this series. He's 1 for 8, riding a 4-game hitting streak into today. 3 balls and no strikes. DJ Moore sets and throws. Swinging a ground ball to first base, weakly to Owens at foul. So Vanderwall swinging 3-0, high fastball, and he chopped it foul to the right. Count 3 balls and a strike. Pitch count is 19 on DJ Moore. He's gone 1 inning right now. He's got Butler on third and 1 out. Rockford by 2 in the top of the 8th. Looking to sweep the series and win their 3rd straight game. Here's the 3-0 pitch, or the 3-1 to Jake Vanderwall. Fastball line to second. It's caught by the second baseman, Topolsky. Back to third base, sliding in safely is Butler in time. What a dive by Topolsky, playing on the grass at second base. He dives to make the catch. If that ball had not been caught, it would have gone to right field for a base hit. What a play by Topolsky, the Duke freshman. And Vanderwall comes up being robbed of a base hit and an RBI. If Topolsky was playing at regular distance, that'd be an easy put out. Looking at a replay here on the Kalamazoo telecast, what a play it was. So 2 out and 1 on. Matt Higgins to bat. Lefty batter to face DJ Moore, and Higgins is 1 for 3. First pitch to him. Fastball is lined left field side and foul past the seats. Higgins has popped out in the foul ground in the first, doubled in the fourth, scored a run, struck out looking back in the 6th against Adam Wheaton. So he's 1 for 3 as Higgins. Batting average of 274 with 34 RBIs and a home run. Butler at third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a liner to the right field, down for a base hit inside the foul line. That brings Butler home. Higgins chugging for second base. Higgins is going to stop at second. He pulls in here with an RBI double, scoring Johnny Butler, and Rockford takes a 4-1 lead. Matt Higgins coming through with another double. Higgins with his 2nd double of the game.
Another extra base hit for him. His 17th double of the season, his third two-bagger of the series. An RBI hit to score Johnny Butler as Matt Higgins comes through. Rockford leads 4-1 now in the 8th. Now the batter is Alex Steinbach, about a 2-run home run back in the 4th. He's 1 for 3 with that and a couple of flyouts. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball's taken down the middle, strike 1 from DJ Moore. So an earned run for DJ Moore, who came in with an ERA of 1.5. RBI double for Higgins, stands at second base with 2 out. Rockford leads 4-1 in the 8th. No balls and a strike to Steinbach. Pitch from Moore. Slider in there for a strikeout or half, 0-2. Adrian Santiago will pitch the bottom of the 8th for Rockford, leading 4-1. Here's the 0-2 to Steinbach. DJ Moore throws. Slider in there, strike 3 call outside corner, and that retires the side. Rockford gets some insurance, though, an RBI double for Higgins. After 7.5, it is 4-1 Rivets. We go to the bottom half of the 8th. Adrian Santiago facing Kalamazoo's Nick Neville. Rockford leads it 4-1. Here in the bottom half of the 8th. Numbers on Santiago in just a moment. Nick Neville is 1 for 3, a leadoff double in the first inning, then 2 groundouts since then. First pitch from Santiago. Fastball swing and a miss, 0-1. Fastball at 87 miles an hour from Adrian Santiago. Santiago, who pitched yesterday for the Rivets. Pitched 2 innings here and allowed 2 runs. Here's the 0-1 offering. Fastball up and away, 1-1. Santiago's first inning was a 1-2-3. Then allowed 2 runs in his second frame. The first reliever after Jimmy Burnett, who was pulled mid-inning. Here's the 1-1 now to Neville. Pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball away from the zone, 1-2. Half swing that time from Neville. Righty on lefty. Neville, Kramer, and Thorne here in the home 8th. Rockford leads 4-1. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, a fastball, 2-2. Santiago came in after Burnett allowed 10 straight balls. He threw 10 straight balls in the third inning of play with nobody out.
walked 2 men and had a 2-0 count on the 3rd man. Santiago stranded them all with a 3 outs in a row. 2-2 pitch. Fastball's up and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Nick Neville. Rockford getting a run across in the top half of the 8th. An RBI double by Matt Higgins, scoring Johnny Butler. And the Screws all of a sudden lead 4-1 now. 3-2 on Neville. Here's the pitch. It's just outside a fastball, ball 4. And Neville walks on 6 pitches to lead off the 8th inning. That's the first walk for Santiago and the 4th by Rockford pitching today. Batter is Shea Kramer. Numbers on Olson. He pitched 7 innings, faced 27 batters, allowed 1 run on 3 hits, struck out 7, walked 3, and 103 pitches for Olson, the MSU Spartan. Here's Shea Kramer to face Santiago. Kramer has walked, flied out, and struck out. He's 0 for 2. Pitch to Kramer. Up and in with a fastball, 1-0. Numbers on Santiago. ERA of 10.61. 0-3 his record. 6th relief appearance for him. Averaging more than 1 strikeout per frame. 10 strikeouts, 9 1/3. 1-0 to Kramer the pitch. Swinging a ball hit to second base, could be 2. Picked up by Vumakali to first base, he goes with it. Couldn't get the throw in time to shortstop, so he whips it over to first. Gets the 4-3 put out as Neville goes to second base. So Kramer gives himself up effectively to bring Neville to scoring position. Batter now is Hunter Thorne with 1 away in the 8th. Thorne is 0 for 3. Fielder's choice ground out back in the 1st, line to left in the 4th, and pop to left in the 6th. All 3 balls hit to the opposite fields for Thorne, the right-handed catcher. Check that the pull side for the right-handed catcher. Thorne, the catcher from Purdue Northwest. Batting average at .291. Entered the game at .301. Now it's down to .291. Here's the first pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. It gets away from the catcher Zavoli, who picks it up in the batter's box. It's 0-1. 1 home run, 13 RBIs for Thorne. Rockford leads 4-1. Neville at second with 1 away for Kalamazoo in the bottom half of the 8th. 0-1 to Thorne. Here is the pitch. Fastball is in there for a strike of the knees. It's 0-2. Tanner Probst warming up behind Santiago in the Rockford pen, number 22. Not throwing yet. See if he'll pitch the 9th after going 2 innings yesterday. Here's the 0-2 now to Hunter Thorne. And the pitch. Sliders off the plate to the outside. Nice block sliding to the right by Zavoli, 1-2. Clay Owens waits on deck for the Growlers. 4-1 Rockford, bottom of the 8th. 1-2 on Hunter Thorne with 1 away. Santiago looks in for the sign, has it from Zavoli, and sets at the letters. Pitch. Slider off the plate, bounces away from Zavoli, picks it up, going to third base is the runner, and Neville beats it easily, no throw. So Neville down to third base. Now the infield's got to come in with sac fly now in effect. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Thorne. Corner infielders play in. In the middle, they have not come in. They're playing at regular distance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With Neville on third base, 90 feet away. Thorne looking at least for a sac fly to make this game a 2-run contest. 2-2 the count. Santiago comes set. Righty on righty the pitch. Slider is down and in. Ball 3. Again a sliding block by Zavoli. So Santiago having trouble with the balls and strikes here. 8 balls and 5 strikes so far for Santiago. It's been a problem for him in his relief appearances. He's had just 1 good appearance this season, really. It was against Traverse City, 5 innings of no earned runs against the Spitters in relief. 3-2 on Thorne. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4, a fastball from Santiago. He misses to Thorne, and the bases now, runners now around the corners. So for Rockford, you can turn a double play here with Owens coming up to the bat. And Owens is 0 for 3. Middle infield looks to turn 2, double play depth. With first and third and 1 out. Coming up as the tying run is Clay Owens off Adrian Santiago. Owens is popped to right, struck out and fly to left. Hitless on the day, but had a 2-hit game yesterday and a home run. If he can homer again, he'll tie it. First pitch. Fastball is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Owens. Owens batting .270, 4 home runs this season. 2 against Rockford. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss at a low fastball. In the dirt it was 0-2. Jimmy Sullivan would be next. First and third, one away. Corner infielders in. Middle infielders look to turn 2. Thorne at first being held by Jostin. Neville at third not being held. Pitch. Swing and a foul tip. And Owens waved and missed. Strike 3 call. Owens could not find that low fastball from Santiago. Looked like he tipped it, but my view's not as good as the umpire, Aaron Carver. Strikeout number 1 for Santiago, and there's 2 down in the 8th. Batter now is Jimmy Sullivan. Sullivan, who has a base hit today for Kalamazoo. He's 1 for 3. Singled back in the 7th. A bloop single to center. Here's the first pitch to the lefty. Fastball is low for ball 1. So Santiago went all changeups against Hunter Thorne and walked him. Now he's going all fastballs to Clay Owens. And a first pitch fastball to Sullivan misses. 1-0 the pitch. Swinging the ball at his shortstop, taken by Durbin. Goes to second base, steps on the bag, and that retires the side. So the Growlers strand 2 on first and third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 9th. Rockford 4, Kalamazoo 1. Top of the 9th, Rockford facing a new pitcher, Eamon Horwadell for the Kalamazoo Growlers. ERA of 3.76, a whip of just .84. 6-1 is his record for the Kalamazoo Growlers. Has the most wins on this team. 18th relief appearance for Horwadell, the freshman from Ohio University, Ann Arbor, Michigan native. First pitch is a strike at the knees at 90 miles an hour to Kirk Liebert, the Rockford DH. Liebert, Joseph, and Zavoli in the road 9th. No balls and a strike to Liebert. Righty on lefty. Horwadell working quickly, fires away. Fastball swing and a miss at 91 on the inner half, 0-2. Liebert on the day has a solo home run and a single. He's 2 for 3 for Rockford. Out of Owensboro, Kentucky from Wabash Valley. 0-2 the count from Horwadell. He throws the pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Outer half fastball that time. 93 from Horwadell. 3 straight fastballs at 90, 91, and 93. retire Liebert for the first out of the ninth. Now Tom Josten comes to the plate. Rockford leads 4-1 in the top half of the ninth. Looking around the Northwoods League here. Other games going on right now. Madison leads Battle Creek 4-2 in the 8th at C.O. Brown Stadium. Fond du Lac and Kokomo are tied at 3 in the 8th in Indiana. First pitch to Liebert, or rather to Josten's a bunt down the third baseline, and it pops foul 0-1. Elsewhere, you've got Traverse City over Kenosha 5-1 in the 5th. Andrew Hoffman looking for his 8th win of the season. (4-1) Rockford here, top 9 in Kalamazoo, looking for a second consecutive road sweep. Well, third consecutive, really. They were swept by Traverse City, swept Kokomo last week, looking to sweep Kalamazoo. 0-1 pitch to Josten, swing and a miss, 0-2. Can't catch up to a fastball at 91. Nobody on, one away. 0-2 from Horwedel, a guy who has had great success against Rockford. Picked up a win against them on July 7th, 1 2/3 innings. Fourth time he's played them. 0-2 is hit to the screen, a fastball. So it's all fastballs here from Horwedel, 90 plus from all of them. Sellout crowd here in Kalamazoo, some fans beginning to file out. Attendance of 3,114. Fourth highest attendance of the season for any team. Here's the 0-2 to Josten now. Horwedel winds and the righty throws. Fastball, wave and a miss. Outer half fastball gets Josten down on strikes. So Horwedel, in just 7 pitches, has 2 strikeouts. Liebert and Josten. 46 strikeouts against 7 walks in 27 innings for Horwedel. That's a rate of strikeouts per 9 of 14.7 for Horwedel, the freshman from Ohio University. Now facing Michael Zavoli. First pitch to him. Fastball is popped up out of play off the top of the stadium. Comes back in the field, rather in the stands, and in the front row it goes. 1 strike count to Zavoli. Zavoli is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. 2 out and nobody on, top 9. Rockford by 3. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a 77-mile-an-hour changeup. That was just filthy. First off speed pitch that he's thrown in this inning, and Zavoli had no chance. Swung way too early on that. Fumagalli would be next. 0-2 on Zavoli. Horwedel looking for a strikeout of the side. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball fouled back to the lower part of the screen. No balls in this inning for Horwedel. 10 strikes in 10 pitches. Kalamazoo in their 9th inning will have Coatsy, Topolsky, and Stewart 6, 7, and 8. A 3-run ball game for Rockford. Looks like Tanner Probst is coming in to pitch that 9th for the Screws. After getting the save yesterday. Here's the 0-2 on Zavoli. Horwedel from the first base side winds and deals the pitch. Fastball is inside, nearly clips Zavoli, 1-2. Fastball at 93 on the Kalamazoo Growler jugs gun. Screws looking for a 3rd straight win, looking to sweep a must-sweep series in Kazoo. 1-2 pitch to Zavoli on the way. Swing and a miss, drop 3rd strike, picked up and thrown on to first by Thorne in time, and that retires Zavoli. A strikeout of the side by Eamon Horwedel. Horwedel throws just 12 pitches and strikes out all 3. We go to the bottom half of the 9th. Rockford leads Kalamazoo 4-1.
Bottom 9, so no Tanner Probst throwing for the 9th inning, but he'll be certainly ready. He's hot and ready to go in the bullpen. Adrian Santiago looking for a 2-inning save for the Rockford Rivets. Garrett Olson went 7 innings, in line for the win. Santiago looking for the save. Would be his first on the season. Facing Brooks Coetzee, Jake Topolsky, and Joe Stewart in the home half of the 9th for Kalamazoo. Santiago allowed runners on 1st and 3rd with 1 out in the 8th inning and got out of the jam. Coetzee on the day has a hit and a walk. He is 1 for 2. Walked on 4 pitches his last time up against Jared Olson in that 7th inning. Been a couple of great escape jobs by Rockford in the last 2 frames. Righty on righty. Santiago set for the first pitch and he throws. Fastball inside, ball 1. So Jared Olson in the 7th allowed 2nd and 3rd and nobody out, escaped it with no runs. Santiago allowed 1st and 3rd and 1 out in the 8th and escaped that with no runs. Here's the 1-0 to Coetzee. Swinging a ball foul, 3rd base side, into the Rockford dugout, which is pretty much vacated. Playing defense, 1-1, bounce off the back of the dugout, carry him back into foul ground. A sellout crowd of 3,100 plus here in Kalamazoo, some of them staying here, with fireworks coming after. A 4-1 game for Rockford. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a pop-up behind second base, coming back Fumagalli. Vanderwall in. Vanderwall calls off Fumagalli and makes the catch in shallow right. And there's 1 away in the 9th inning. Batter is Jake Topolsky now. Kalamazoo down to their final 2 outs of the game. So with Rockford winning today, if they can hold on, they'll be 3 games back with a tiebreaker factored in, with 8 games to play in the regular season in the Northwoods League, behind that playoff spot occupied by Kalamazoo. Looking to win this series sweep. First pitch to Jake Topolsky, swinging a foul. 0-1. So Kalamazoo has lost their Rockford has won their last 3 games here in Kalamazoo. Looking to make it 4. Here's the 0-1 to Jake Topolsky on the way. Spurs to bunt, puts it down, but foul behind home plate, 0-2. So Rockford, if they win today, will be 4-2 in the games in Kalamazoo. Kazoo is 4-2 in Rockford, most recently a series sweep. Back on July the 22nd and 23rd, they won 4 straight games in Rockford. Rockford looking to win 4 straight in Kazoo to end the season series. No balls, 2 strikes on Topolsky. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, a fastball, and down goes Topolsky. A fastball just above the dirt, and there's 2 down to the 9th. And the batter is Joe Stewart, with Kazoo down to their final out of the final frame. Stewart batting for himself. Stewart is hitless today. He has grounded out twice and struck out his last time. Stewart from MSU batting 2 for 7 to begin the season. Had a multi-hit game yesterday. First pitch, swinging strike. It's 0-1. Fastball from Santiago. He's retired 4 straight. Struck out 2 today. 0-1 to Joe Stewart. Santiago set quickly. Righty on righty the pitch. Fastball grounded foul. 3rd base side. It's 0-2. And the Growlers are down to their final strike. Rockford looking to pull within 3 games with 8 to play of Kazoo for the final playoff spot. Looking to win their 3rd straight. Growlers have lost 3 in a row coming in. 0-2 on Joe Stewart. Here's the pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Zavoli lets it go by him. 1-2. A quick pitch that time from Santiago on 0-2. And now 1 ball on Stewart. On deck would be Joel Brewer. Nobody on, 2 out. Bottom 9, Rockford leads Kalamazoo 4-1. 1-2 from Santiago, sets at the letters. Here's the pitch. Fastball grounded to shortstop, moving to his left. German picks it up in plenty of time on to first, and that's it. A 1-2-3 ninth by Adrian Santiago. He picks up a 2-inning save. Rockford completes the series sweep on the road in Kalamazoo and pulls to within 3 games of the Growlers with 8 to play in the regular season. A 4-1 win in Kazoo. They found themselves down 1-0 early on in the game. A 1st inning Growler run, but that was all for Kazoo. Rockford scores 3 in the 4th off back-to-back home runs. Add some insurance in the 8th, the Matt Higgins double. As Jared Olson goes 7 strong for the win. Santiago gets the save. And in a rather short game, 2 hours and 45 minutes, Rockford defeats Kalamazoo 4-1 at Homer Stryker Fields. A gutsy series, a gutsy win for the Rockford Rivets. They play offense in game 1. They score 11 runs on 16 hits. They played defense in game 2 with some offense mixed in. A 4-1 win over the Growlers. Final line for the Rivets, 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. For the Kalamazoo Growlers, 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error. As the handshake line ends and now dissipates on the first base side of the infield. Congratulations all around for the Rockford Rivets. A 4-1 win on a Friday night in Kalamazoo in front of a hostile crowd, a sellout crowd of 3,100 plus in Western Michigan. Rockford comes away with a series sweep, a 4-1 win in game 2 here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Our next telecast is tomorrow against Madison Mallards, a 6:35 Central Time start with Larry Larson and I. Our next road broadcast is on Thursday in Traverse City at 7:05 Eastern Time. So we will see you tomorrow. But for today, a 4-1 win in Kalamazoo. Jared Olson and Adrian Santiago combined for a series sweep as Rockford takes care of the Growlers. We thank you for listening. Have a good night.